I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The young Air National Guardsman accused of leaking sensitive government information will make a court appearance today in a bid to get out of jail. Correspondent Jim Krasula has our top story.
A judge in Worcester, Massachusetts today will hear arguments from prosecutors who want Jack Teixeira to remain behind bars while he awaits trial. The 21-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guard member is accused of leaking highly classified military documents in an internet chat room. It's considered the most consequential such leak in years.
A surprise announcement at the G7 summit in Japan. Correspondent Liz Palmer is in Hiroshima.
The real work of the summit began over lunch as the leaders turned to a packed agenda with support for Ukraine at the top of the list. And then the news broke that President Volodymyr Zelensky would travel to Hiroshima in person.
That will happen Sunday. Today, Zelensky is in Saudi Arabia, where he met with Saudi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and thanked him for supporting Ukraine's sovereignty. Disney is scrapping a $1 billion office complex near Orlando amid a long-running dispute with Governor Ron DeSantis. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings.
No business or corporation now within the state of Florida wants to find themselves in the position that Disney is in today, where they feel that they are likely being by the government.
Disney is suing DeSantis over the state's move to take control of a district around Disney World that the company has been in control of for 50 years. Disney claims it's retaliation for speaking out against the state's so-called Don't Say Gay law. Unusual news from the Vatican. Officials there say a man rammed his car through the entrance right past Swiss guards. CBS's Chris Livesay is nearby in Rome.
The Vatican says that this individual apparently suffers from psychological problems. It was a very rare breach of this heavily guarded enclave.
It's unclear where the Pope was at the time. A Navy investigation into a string of suicides may lead to changes. Here's Pentagon correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The investigation looked at several suicides at the Newport News shipyard in Virginia last year. It brought to light several problems, including poor living conditions, pay, and health care benefits. Navy officials say they've already taken a number of steps to improve those problems.
The bassist for an influential 80s band has died. A former bandmate says the Smiths' Andy Rourke had pancreatic cancer. He was 59. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Are you starting to feel boxed in, suffering from achy bones, or getting restless maybe? You need to get outside and come to the Camping Fever RV sale at General RV, May 17th through the 21st. With up to 40% off your favorite RVs, you could save thousands. Don't let your vision start to blur because you've been staring at four walls all day. See General RV and just start camping. In Birch Run off I-75.
Camping in an RV may be habit forming. You could have so much fun, you'll never want it to end.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Knoll View Golf Course. You are going to get 18 holes of golf for two and a cart for only $33. It's usually $66, but you are getting it half off. The Knoll View Golf Course is family-owned, built, and operated. Fridays and Saturdays during music night, they offer steak, shrimp, chicken, and salmon on the grill. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 55 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchuk. A 31-year-old Fashion Square Mall security guard faces felony charges after he allegedly cut a 16-year-old patron during a fight Monday morning. Saginaw Township Police say Brent Allen Pierce was working security when he got into a physical altercation with the teenager. Investigators say Pierce drew a knife and cut the victim's arm. A warrant for Pierce's arrest was issued Wednesday, and he was arraigned Thursday on charges of assault with a dangerous weapon and carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent. Former Genesee County Clerk John Gleason has pleaded not guilty to charges of campaign and legal fund violations. Gleason turned himself into police yesterday after a 10-count warrant was issued by the Genesee County Prosecutor's Office. Sheriff Chris Swanson says Gleason returned campaign donations to his donors, but then asked for the money back for his legal defense fund. He was accused of performing an illegal wedding in Shiawassee County several years ago while Genesee County Clerk and pleaded guilty last fall to witness bribing, intimidating, and interfering, plus willful neglect of duty. Swanson says more than $33,000 of the legal fund donations went into Gleason's personal account at ELGA Credit Union instead of a separate account. Gleason is also accused of using at least $15,000 of that for personal use. He's been released on a $10,000 bond and has a June 20th court hearing. Mid-Michigan Achievement Scholarship is set to provide aid to students attending Mid-Michigan College in the fall. Students graduating high school this year will be the first to be eligible for the new scholarship, which will give up to $2,750 per student each year for up to 3 years while they attend Mid-Michigan. Students from families that make $150,000 or less per year will likely qualify for the scholarship, which can only be awarded if the student files their FAFSA. Mid-Michigan has services to help students complete the FAFSA, and you can schedule an appointment at midmich.edu/FIN-aid. WSGW News Time 9:07.
Unlock your best lawn yet with innovative zero-turn mowers, lawn tractors, walk-behind mowers, and more at Wohfeil's Ace Hardware, your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer. Like the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, zero-turn mowers that are engineered to give you the ultimate all-around mowing experience by delivering next-level comfort and premium cut quality, as well as superior speed and control. And only Wohfeil's, your local dealer, can offer this level of strength and back it up with genuine parts, accessories, and trained service technicians to keep your equipment running strong. From barbecues to backyard batting practice, you'll love to lawn for years to come with Cub Cadet residential mowers. For expert advice, superior service, and exceptional offers, visit Wohfeil's Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw. Wohfeil's takes trade-ins. Get top value for your trade-in on a new Cub Cadet.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. General Motors has announced they're recalling 668,000 SUVs due to an issue with anchoring car seats. There's an issue with the lower anchors. The recall involves newer Chevy Equinoxes and GMC Terrains. Those are between model years 2020 to 2023. There's an injury risk if the car seat doesn't attach properly. There are no details available regarding possible injuries connected to the issue. The parents of confessed Oxford High School shooter Ethan Crumley are asking the Michigan Supreme Court to dismiss charges against them in the case. Michigan News Network's Greg Bowman reports.
Attorneys for James and Jennifer Crumley have asked the state's highest court to hear the case and dismiss charges against the two. The appeal comes less than 2 months after the Michigan Court of Appeals ruled there was enough evidence to try the Crumley parents for their role in the Oxford High School shooting in 2021. The Crumley's parents were charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter after their son Ethan went on a shooting spree in 2021, killing 4 students inside Oxford High School. Ethan Crumley, now 16 years old, has pleaded guilty to terrorism and first-degree murder charges for his role in the shooting. I'm Greg Bowman for the Michigan News Network.
Police are saying a recent house fire started from an incredibly poor decision. According to the Ann Arbor Fire Department, crews were dispatched to a house fire where they found an active fire on an exterior wall with smoke inside the house. The fire was extinguished with limited damage. Crews reviewed video from a neighbor's camera and found contractors were using a blowtorch along the house to kill weeds, which started the fire. The department says it's fortunate the residents didn't suffer greater damage. WSGW News Time 9:10. Now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Friday sees a high of 68 degrees, but still could touch 70 if you're in Flint and just ahead of that cold front. But the front does bring some rain showers back today. Could have a couple of thunderstorms that try to pop up near Augrey and East Tawas, just north of the bay. So we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, though, still a pretty low-key rain that moves through. It'll leave a few showers lingering into tonight and on Saturday morning, but those showers that linger will mostly just be in the eastern thumb and just north of the bay. By Saturday afternoon, already starting to dry back out with clearing skies, partly to mostly sunny for your Sunday. For tonight, we'll have a low of 46, 66 for your Saturday, then 74 on Sunday. And expecting rainfall totals to add up to about 1/10 to 1/2 of an inch, the higher totals to the east. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Currently 60 degrees, the temperature at WSGW.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Yes, indeed. Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw. And they have an expanded showroom now and expanded product lines, including countertops, porcelain, granite, and quartz. You'll find it all at Westside Decorating Center. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, we're going to talk to Donnie Brown from Stone Street Revival about some various fundraising events coming up soon. And for this hour, we're going to talk about a program we've talked about almost every year of its existence, I think. It's called Lock It or Lose It. And it just happens to be the last day or two of National Police Week. So we are going to talk about that too. We have some very special guests with us this morning here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw, where they have their auction sale coming up this weekend, and we will tell you about that. But if you're watching on the live stream, you see these two guys sitting next to me this morning. And first, right next to me from Saginaw Bay Underwriters, we say good morning to Peter Ewan. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, Art. A pleasure to be with you again this year.
Glad to see you. And from the Saginaw Township Police Department, where he is the sergeant in the crime prevention unit, say good morning to Chris Fredenberg.
Good morning, Art. Thank you.
Good morning. How many years for Lock It or Lose It?
Well, we started back in 2011, so
wow,
we've got 12 under our belt, and we're starting our 13th.
So let's give everybody an overview of what Lock It or Lose It is all about and why we needed it.
Well, we looked at our stats on crime back in 2010, and we saw we were having a reduction in certain areas, and Chief Bissell at the time said, boy, if we could do something with larceny from autos, we'd be onto something. And something unique about our department is we have a full-time crime prevention unit. Those are kind of hard to come by these days. And my partners and I got together and put together the idea of a campaign. So instead of like click it or ticket, we're like, how can we get people to lock their vehicles at night? And I'm pretty sure it was me that uttered lock it or lose it.
Yeah, you'd agree with that, Peter.
I think so. Yeah.
And everybody thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, of course.
And and the rest is history, so to speak. But we got to work on it, and we decided we needed some partners in this to help us fund the program. And who not better than Saginaw Bay Underwriters and Frankie Muth Insurance.
So let me ask you, Pete. So you start a program like this. The insurance industry gets involved through you. Do you see a reduction in claims?
You know, we do, Art, but to be honest with you, what happens on this is these types of claims are covered under your homeowner's policy when someone steals from your vehicle. And because of the deductibles now that homeowners policies have, which are anywhere usually from $500 to $1,000, a lot of these thefts that we're talking about fall under that amount, or maybe they're slightly above, but not enough to turn a claim in. So what we were really after was the prevention piece. What can we do to help our clients and to get the word out to help prevent so that we don't have a claim where someone has to go through this?
So Chris, let me ask what you see as results then, because you keep stats. I'm on the crime prevention panel. I sit there with your boss and others, and then we hear the stats all the time. How did it do?
Exceeded everybody's expectations. When we put our 10-year average prior to the program, we were averaging 220 reported larceny from autos just in Saginaw Township. And, within the first year of running the campaign, we dropped that down to 147 to where we're at today with our 12-year average at just 114. So cut this crime in half with a simple campaign, just to get the word out to let everybody know that this crime happens at night when people are tucked away in their beds, and the thieves take advantage of cover of darkness, and some folks that forget to either lock their cars or don't think they need to.
And that's the point here. It's a simple fix, right?
Very simple. And we say in the crime prevention unit, predictable is preventable. So it's just a matter of educating our citizens that this is an issue that happens in every neighborhood, every community.
So when you talk to homeowners and you say, okay, we have a lock it or lose it program, what do you expect them to do? What's their responsibility?
Simple. Our recommendation is to remove valuables from the cars. So, don't leave a purse out on the seat, or a laptop, or cash or something like that. Remove the temptation. A vast majority of these are unlocked vehicles, but very rarely do we have a car window that'll get smashed open if that high dollar item sitting on the seat for everybody to see. So remove valuables, simply lock your car at night, and then the third part of this is to report suspicious activity, because that directs our road patrol into those neighborhoods to find these folks that are roaming around at night. And we always see an uptick in this in the summer when it's nicer out, it's not cold. But those 911 calls we depend on those to get our resources to find these folks.
And out of curiosity, have we seen an increase in reports where you can actually go out and find the suspects?
Yes, we have. We've seen that increase, and which has enabled us to catch more of these people. But it's one of those crimes where it seems like when we take off, one group, and when I say group, it could be 2 individuals, 3 or 4 working together. There's always another group that's waiting in the wings to take their place. So it's a never-ending cycle that we deal with every year, but it's certainly a pursuit that we're engaged in.
From the insurance industry standpoint, what's the reaction from your fellow insurance people?
I think they're really excited by it. I know in talking to Frank Muth, they're looking at ways to get other communities involved in a campaign like this, because they've seen what the results are and what a difference it can make. So I think it's very positive, Art.
And that was my next question to Chris, too, as this campaign expanded beyond the borders of Saginaw Township.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's with our advertisement, Peter's been very helpful in helping us to put out radio ads in the summer that reach far beyond Saginaw Township, and we're happy to spread the news, spread the word about this campaign to mid-Michigan.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with our guests. We are here at Wohfeil's Ace Hardware at 5818 State Street in Saginaw. They have their big surplus equipment live auction coming up this Sunday, and knock on wood, looks like the weather's going to be pretty good for it. It's a whole list of surplus power equipment and outdoor equipment. It begins Sunday at 10 a.m. And today and tomorrow, actually, they're beginning to put the equipment out there so you can preview that equipment from 9 to 5. Trade-ins are accepted until auction day, and deliveries are available through the sales department. You're going to find lawn and garden tractors and zero-turn lawn mowers. And all kinds of outdoor equipment, 50 push mowers from various manufacturers, about 20 snow blowers. There's a trailer with a drop-down ramp. It's all here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. Stop in and visit them. Again, you can do it from 9 to 5 today and tomorrow. Sunday, the auction begins at 10 a.m. here at Wohfeil's. We'll be back with our guests after these notes.
Whoa, check it out. Love the new car.
Thanks, but it's not new. It's the same old car.
This is the same car I saw yesterday?
Yep. After an exterior spring cleanup from Paintball Repair, I got a buff polish, paint touch-up, interior steam clean, and graphene wax.
Ooh, expensive.
Nope. $299 for cars, $348 for trucks and SUVs.
For all this? Man, I need to get my truck summer ready.
A $70 savings on all cars, trucks, and SUVs. Now through May, only at Paintball Repair on Bay Road in Saginaw. More than a body shop.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. Tomorrow sounds like hydrogen being added to natural gas to make it more sustainable. It sounds like solar panels generating thousands of megawatts. And it sounds like carbon being captured and stored, keeping it out of our atmosphere. We've been bridging to a sustainable energy future for more than 20 years. Because what we do today helps ensure tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
A 401k could be an important asset for many American retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years, even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs. But its flexibility could also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers. The little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today by calling 989-835-7203 or visiting GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dinovite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dinovite dog, and he has zero issues today. He won't eat his food without Dinovite. When I get out the Dinovite, my dogs actually salivate like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dinovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dinovite from DINOVITE.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Again, there's mixed news on the earnings front. Deere & Company shares are up more than 3% after sales jumped for its farm, construction, and forestry equipment in the recent quarter. It was helped by supply chain issues easing and also the strong farm economy. Shoe sales skidded in the recent quarter at Foot Locker. The company's earnings were disappointing, and it expects sales to be down for the year, though the company says it is making progress towards sustainable growth beyond this year. Cava Group, the company that operates the Cava restaurant chain, is planning to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. It is filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Cava has 260 locations in 22 states and Washington, D.C. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Hi, Robert Downey Jr. here. Did you know that over $10.3 billion was lost to online crime last year alone? Online crime is a huge problem. It affects everyone, and that's why I've partnered with Aura. Aura gives you the tools you need to stay safe online with almost every tool you need: fraud and identity theft protection, a password manager, parental controls, and more. Sign up for a free 2-week trial today at aura.com/Robert. aura.com/Robert.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family. Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Here is the WSGW online poll for you about the cash or the card you use. The number of Americans using cash to complete transactions continues to wane. More and more businesses, entertainment venues, sporting arenas, cashless. People are finding cards more convenient. In a lot of cases, even getting some rewards. Recent surveys, though, show an unexpected increase in the use of cash, especially related to Generation Z, the adults in the 18 to 26 range. Gen Zers say that cash is forcing them to be more thoughtful about spending. It's a great budgeting tool, especially if you tend to overspend when swiping your card. The WSGW poll question for you: do you use cash or card for transactions? You can answer, I use cash more than a card, I use card more than a cash, or I use them about the same. Your responses at WSGW.com, scrolling down the homepage and finding the poll box and voting that way.
Your Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. We are at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street. And with us this morning, Peter Ewan from Saginaw Bay Underwriters, and from the Saginaw Township Police Department, Sergeant Chris Fredenberg from the Crime Prevention Unit. The Lock It or Lose It program kicks off officially, I guess, next week. You have a press conference Monday, right? Whoop, Tuesday. Let me turn you on so they can hear you.
Tuesday.
Nice.
Yep.
Tuesday, and there's something in there called 9 p.m. routine. So what is that all about, Chris?
Yeah, this is an idea that was hatched by Sergeant Michelle Fleming. She's one of our night shift supervisors, and obviously her shift being impacted by this crime because they're the ones that get the calls that go out and chase after these characters. She wanted to add some jazz to this program. So the 9 p.m. routine is an alert that goes out on our Facebook page. And it's usually a pretty funny image reminding folks to lock their cars. It's something that people start to see next week as our campaign kicks off. So if you're not a friend of ours on Facebook and you'd like this reminder, check us out and become our friend, and we'll remind you to lock your cars.
So you send this out every night at 9 o'clock? Is that how the 9 o'clock routine came about?
Just about every night, maybe every other night.
Yeah.
And it's just a quick reminder as people are settling in for the night to make sure they've locked their cars.
Okay. Well, you're safe now. Michelle won't pick on you. So let's, explain what week this is, because this has to do with police and memorializing police, right?
It's National Police Week, and it runs the entire week where the nation honors officers killed in the line of duty, and something that unfortunately we have to take time to memorialize. But there's a national police memorial down in Washington, D.C., and they have a big event there where they add names to the wall there for officers that were killed the year before.
Yeah, we were at the 100 Club the other night. It was the same night as the Saginaw Township Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And they took time out to remember.
Yeah, the memorial down there is just an amazing place. It's a solemn place to walk into. I got to go there in 2003 to honor a friend of mine that was killed down in Detroit in 2002.
So let's talk about other issues today, because obviously Lock It or Lose It is wonderful, but it's certainly not the only crime.
Right.
What else is on the radar?
A crime that hasn't gone away is senior fraud. It's the fraudsters come up with new ideas, new tricks. It used to be, they'd reach out to the seniors by mail with lottery schemes. and just amazing. Now they're reaching our seniors through the internet, through their computers, with different, all kinds of different frauds. Phone calls are still a thing.
Yeah,
With
robocalls are crazy.
You get the IRS fraud where they tell these folks that they owe money, and or they represent themselves as the local sheriff. But the biggest one where we're seeing just hundreds of thousands of dollars going is by reaching out through the computer, through email, and just fishing for somebody to fall for a scam. And then what we're telling everybody is, if somebody asks you to wire money to them or to purchase Bitcoin, it's a fraud. Don't do it. And unfortunately, it's an embarrassing crime. So sometimes folks don't tell loved ones that this is happening, especially when they're in for over 50,000 or 100,000.
Oh.
Yeah, just single cases. We've had 2 in the last week that we've learned of where over $50,000 was given away by 2 different individuals.
Oh.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean that's and I don't understand how somebody would do that. I guess it's hard to put yourself in that position.
The fraudsters are very manipulative, and it just takes getting with the right person to fraud them out of that kind of money.
And did I hear you guys talking about somebody actually comes to the door? I mean, they've gotten a little more brazen, haven't they?
Yeah, that's something new that started last year, where we've actually seen a couple very isolated incidents, but they've sent people to the residents of the folks they've been talking to on the phone once they've gotten their address, and they've actually come to collect the money. And we've not caught up with any of these people yet that have done this.
Man, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary. Insurance doesn't cover any of that either, does it?
Not on a personal line side, Art, but we're seeing a lot of this in the business side as well. And yes, there are policies on the business side that do cover this. So we have seen a number of these claims come through our office that we did have coverage for.
Does that include, the ones where they capture your information and lock up your computers until you pay ransom?
Yeah, so that falls under the cyber liability policy, right? So not only are we paying ransomware there, but then we have to get in and figure out, is there personal identifiable information that's been compromised? And then that triggers all sorts of reporting laws. And the problem you have is that if I have all my employee information in my computer, which most businesses do, for my employees that maybe have retired and moved to another state, now I fall under that state's guidelines of reporting. So this can be a huge problem for businesses.
And, being the CPU, do you guys get these reports on the scams that lock up computers and ransomware and all that?
Those are typically handled by our detective bureau. Our end of it is trying to get the word out to educate
Try and prevent it.
To be on the prevention side, and not have this happen. And unfortunately, it is a huge problem.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break and be back with our guests. We are here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. Back to talk more about Lock It, Lose It, and other police issues when we return here on WSGW.
Spring is here and we are ready to help you get your yard looking alive. Hi, I'm Matt Wohfeil. At Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center, our plants look great. They're hardy and colorful because we grow them here with a little touch of TLC. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we want you to know that when you plant with us, you get the best plants, along with time-tested and proven advice at very competitive prices. Looking at a garden this year? Maybe a little bigger than in past years? Don't forget, our garden plants are top quality. So along with our staff of planting pros, your garden will have all the makings of many healthy meals this summer. Our reputation for top quality plants at a price you can afford continues even now. See us online. Like us on Facebook and Twitter too. It's that easy. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Get the TLC you deserve. Plan to plant with us this spring at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center on Wadsworth, near the freeway, Saginaw. See us today.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Save time and fuel by taking Liberty to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge, brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. Tolling begins soon. For your passport to the lowest rates, create your account online today at BayCityBridgePartners.com or visit the Bay City Bridge Partners Customer Service Center at 300 Center Avenue in downtown Bay City.
Let me take a moment to tell you about the dealer where I bought my cars for many, many, many years, and I've known this family ever since we moved to Saginaw in 1974. That's the McDonald family, and I knew Tom McDonald Sr. and did many, many things with Tom over the years, and his son, Tom McDonald Jr., and his son, Tommy III, have McDonald Ford on M47 in Freeland, but they want you to know now that they're also buying cars. You heard me right, buying cars. You can sell your vehicle, and it's an easy process. You take your smartphone and take 7 photos of your car, and I'll tell you what they should be, and you'll send them to joe@mcdonaldford.com. Now, the photos must be of the front, the rear, the left and right sides, the car's interior, dashboard showing vehicle mileage, and a photo of your title showing the VIN number. You'll receive an offer, and then you decide. Payment is on the spot and includes all paperwork and lien release. Don't wait. Put cash in your pocket today. Tell your family and friends they may want cash too. Send your photos to joe@mcdonaldford.com. That's joe@mcdonaldford.com. By the way, mention my name, Art Lewis, and they'll throw in a free lunch with the deal. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland, devoted to helping and serving you.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks, and how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW at Wohfeil, 5818 State Street. We'll tell you more about what's happening here. We're talking to Sergeant Chris Fredenberg from the Saginaw Township Police Department and the Crime Prevention Unit, and Pete Ewing from Saginaw Bay Underwriters. So let me ask both of you about your careers. Pete, what got you into insurance?
No, it's sort of interesting. My father was in insurance. And so as I was at Michigan State University, I took a class I thought I was interested in.
Is that all right that he was at Michigan State? Is that all right?
That's fine.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
And I always remember what my father told me when I was thinking about getting into insurance. He said, the best years are behind us. It's not something you want to get into. And I went a little different way for 3 years. And then a couple of his partners approached me, and candidly, it's the best decision I ever made. It's just a great industry, being able to help people in time of need.
Has it changed a lot?
It has, Art, but everything's changed if you look back, and a lot of the changes are for the positive, to be honest with you. I always say everyone loves change as long as it doesn't affect them.
Yeah. Yeah. And Chris, how's policing changed? I know you've been in it. What got you in it, first of all? We've talked about this before, but what got you into it?
I tell people that law enforcement it's truly a calling. It's something that I knew I wanted to do from a young age, and pursued it. Went to Northern Michigan University up in Marquette, beautiful place to be, and then found my dream job, and that's here.
How long you been with Township?
I've been here since 2000. Started my career in Bay City. I was there 4 years. Came here, and a lot of changes, a lot of reform, for the good, for the better. It is a totally different landscape now. When you go to work, eyes are on you, right on your chest with the body cam.
Yeah, literally, and
yeah,
everybody
so-
else's phones.
Yeah, so and there's some good that's come out of that. So we're held to a professional standard. There's a lot of other maybe I won't get too political. I wish everybody had to wear a body cam some days, but
Yeah.
it's helped us out. It shows everything that's happened, and when somebody comes in to make a complaint against us, we can go right to the body cam and play the replay and say, well, do you think it really happened that way now? So it's really helped out our profession.
And the profession, I mean, realistically, and I've been involved from the crime prevention standpoint since the beginning in 1998 with the crime prevention unit, with the crime prevention council. It seems to me that, like every occupation, there are a few bad apples.
Mm-hmm.
They get all the headlines.
Yep.
We don't hear about the thousands of men and women every day who put on their uniform, go out and protect us, and want to serve us and do their jobs. We only hear about the negatives.
Absolutely. That's what grabs the headlines. That's what makes news. But you're right. Every profession has bad apples, and we're certainly not immune to it in the law enforcement field. But the good far outweighs the bad.
And realistically, and people don't realize this, but the law enforcement community has done a pretty good job of weeding out.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Because there's a lot that happens behind the scenes you never hear about.
Yeah, there is a lot, and just to become a police officer is not an easy task. There's psychological backgrounds, physical backgrounds, all kinds of checks that are done to get the best. Now that poses a challenge in times like this where there's not a lot of young people that want to come into the profession because of the national attention that's been put on police officers and the negative connotation. So it's a challenge right now for every police department in America to hire talent, to hire good people, and certainly Mid-Michigan is not immune to that.
I was talking to some state police buddies, and they look at the days of thousands of people applying for recruit school, and now it's lucky if they can fill one.
Yeah, it's really changed.
And that's true locally too. I mean,
it is.
I mean, when we see the other day, Saginaw Police Department swore in 3 new officers. That's pretty good. He's got a full staff now.
Yep.
So I mean, that's just the way it is today, isn't it? What do you tell a young person why they should go into law enforcement? And let me even carry that a bit further. And I've asked this of some of my minority friends who are police officers, particularly in minority neighborhoods where they have not trusted law enforcement for a long, long time. How do you go in and tell a young person in that community, you really ought to consider law enforcement?
Yeah, it's moving to, hey, do you want to do something to better your community? And that's kind of in every police officer I know, they came into it for the same reason. It was to help others, and that from day one never changes. Do something bigger than yourself, and certainly the calling of law enforcement is that it's a way bigger than any of us, and then just giving back to the community, and having some really neat experiences along the way, meeting some great people, and helping people in most cases in their worst days.
Yeah. If you ever want to talk to Chris about it, Pete, you'd recognize this. You can spot him driving the car. It's the one with the bubble over the driver's seat so he can get his head in. How tall are you?
Only 6'7".
Only 6'7", yeah. I don't know how he gets into those patrol cars. We're going to take a break. We are here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. More coming up on the Art Lewis Show. And we will be back right after these notes if I can get it to work, and it doesn't want to right now. So there we go. All right, now we got it.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
There's something new from Honda. It has cruise control, a powerful Honda engine, and a body that's virtually indestructible. It's not a car. It's a revolutionary new mower designed and built by Honda. It's called the HRX and features Honda's patented Versamo system, meaning with the flip of a handle, it can change from mulching to bagging to discharge and anywhere in between with no attachments. Honda's exclusive Xenoid deck will never rust, dent, or corrode. The exclusive micro-cut twin blades result in ultra-fine clippings for better mulching and increased bag capacity when bagging or leaf shredding. Now you get all this along with an unprecedented 5-year extended warranty. You've never seen anything like it. The Honda HRX. This changes everything. Get your best deal this weekend at Wohfeil's Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street in Saginaw during their Auction Action Weekend. The used equipment auction starts at 10 a.m. Sunday.
Attention business owners. Stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent. Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you use General Steel. General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom-designed building. Just call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty, and thousands of companies, from Fortune 500 corporations to startups, have trusted the General with their building needs.
If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel.
I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I'd recommend General Steel to anyone looking to build a steel building.
Stop wasting money on rent. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL to find out about all our popular quick construction kits, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building. Just call 888-747-8335 now. That's 888-74-STEEL.
For powerful HP tech your business can count on Staples. Staples has great prices on a full range of HP printers, PCs, laptops, and monitors. And now through May 27th, score an extra $50 off all HP laptops regularly priced $599.99 and above with the Staples Connect app. Plus, this week only, the HP OfficeJet 9015E wireless color inkjet printer is $70 off. For the best deals on the best HP tech for your small business, shop Staples. In-store only. Excludes Chromebooks and clearance.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The resignation from adulthood. I have decided I would like to accept the responsibilities of an 8-year-old again. I want to go to McDonald's and think that it's a 4-star restaurant. I want to sail sticks across a fresh mud puddle. I want to think M&Ms are better than money because you can eat them. I want to return to a time when life was simple and all you knew were colors, nursery rhymes. That didn't bother you because you didn't know what you didn't know and you didn't care. I want to think the world is fair, that everyone is honest and good. I want to be oblivious to the complexities of life and be overly excited by the little things again. So, I am officially resigning from adulthood. And if you want to discuss this further, you'll have to catch me first because tag, you're it.
Your Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, broadcasting from Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw, talking to Sergeant Chris Fredenberg from the Saginaw Township Police Department Crime Prevention Unit, and Peter Ewan, who is the head man at Saginaw Bay Underwriters. Tell us a little bit about SBSU. We don't talk about that very much. Give us an overview of the company.
Yeah, so Art, we started back in 1863, so I always say I've aged
Well, you
pretty
were
well.
just young. Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
you were just a youngin' back then, right?
Exactly. A little more gray hair than I had back in the day, but and really what we do is we just simply focus on helping people. 3 different areas that we work in. We work with businesses as far as business insurance. We also work on the employee benefit side, putting benefits plans in to help retract and recruit new people into your organization, as well as take care of those that are there. And then certainly on the personal line side, home, auto, things like that. And so really we say we have a 3-legged stool at Saginaw Bay Underwriters. And just similar to Chris, we're there when people have one of the worst days in their life. That's when we're there to help them. And that's just such a great feeling to be able to help people when things go bad.
Now, I may have these terms wrong, but you can correct me. Are you a captured agent or are you independent?
Yeah, so we're an independent agent, which just means
Explain
that
the
we have
difference.
captive agents just has one company that they work with. With us, we have a number of different companies that we work with. So we're able to go out, shop the insurance, and get the best deal for you. So we work with folks like Frankenmuth Insurance, as an example, a great partner to have.
So let me ask you, Chris, when you put together a program like Lock It or Lose It, and you have a partner like Pete and Frank with insurance and the like, what does that mean to you in terms of getting the word out and getting a program like this off the ground?
Oh, it's huge. This is a program that's entirely funded through fundraising, through sponsorship, and when, like many of our crime prevention programs, we raise money for them. So with this campaign, it was easy to lock in. We said, let's choose 2 partners that will be a continuing relationship year after year. And we found the right fit with SBU and Frankenmuth, that they're there every year ready to go with this thing and get it kicked off. With the monies they provide us, we put up billboards around the community that come up in one area for a month. They come down, they go up in another area for a month, just to spread the word around the entire Saginaw Township area. And we just couldn't do it without their assistance.
Yeah, and for us, I mean, as broadcasters, these are the kinds of positive things we need to do.
Yeah,
it's part of what we do.
It's a great message to get out to your listeners to take this simple step.
So let's go back and refresh. So next Tuesday, what happens?
We're going to have our annual kickoff press conference.
That's the official kickoff.
Yep.
We've sort of practiced punting today, but
yep. That's the official kickoff. We're going to put a press release out Monday to get the word out to our local news affiliates to meet us at Frankenmuth Insurance over in Frankenmuth for that press conference at 2 p.m.
Are other departments involved?
Not directly. We're the ones that have taken this idea. Yep. We put the football under our arm, so to speak. We've been running with it ever since. And again, we're not afraid to share the message with the whole Tri-City area.
And then the 9 p.m. routine. Tell us about that.
Yeah,
again.
The 9 p.m. routine. You'll start seeing that if you follow our Facebook page. At 9 p.m., a very captive, funny image will show up in your Facebook reminding you to follow the 9 p.m. routine, which is to go out and lock your vehicles.
It's that simple, isn't it?
It
really
simple.
Is. This is not a complicated program.
As I mentioned earlier, a vast majority of our vehicles that are entered are just simply unlocked cars. Thieves move through neighborhoods at night, cover of darkness, go driveway to driveway, car to car, and they just try door handles. And when they find that Easter egg, so to speak, the one that's open, they rifle through the car and take anything of value. Electronic items, cash.
Why would you leave cash in a car?
Yeah, well,
explain that to me.
and unfortunately, occasionally we have firearms that are stolen out of vehicles.
I can understand that.
And one just as recently as last week, we had a young man who entered a vehicle that was running. It was left unsecure running, and that car had a handgun in the glove box. And then later in the week, he was holding businesses up and actually got into a chase situation with the Saginaw City Police and fired rounds at them. Fortunately, no officers were hit in that incident.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah.
And just out of curiosity, I mean, if somebody runs into a store, leaves their car running, and they have a handgun in the car, they have a certain liability in this, don't they?
I would say so, yes. I
It
would
seemed
say
to
that-
me, as a and I'm a gun owner and CPL and all that, I would never think of doing that. It seems to me that it would be contrary to my thought process.
Very negligent. Yes, very negligent.
So anyway, let's talk about that for a minute, because car theft was a large problem statewide and nationally. Is it still a serious problem?
Not like it used to be. I don't know if you remember, there used to be a SCAT team here in Saginaw that was actually funded by the insurance industry, where they paid 2 city detectives and one of our detectives to work as a team and just handle car theft in the greater Saginaw area. And those numbers started to go down. That team did a great job, by the way, recovering stolen autos, chasing down car crooks. They just had a great skill set for doing that. But we got to the point where the numbers for actual theft went down. And I don't know if that was attributed to better security on car systems, where it was harder to hotwire a car, so to speak. But we don't have that team anymore as a result.
And less crime.
Less crime.
Less crime.
Yeah, there's less Part 1 crime in the area also.
So just in the few seconds remaining here, give us an overview of the CPU and what it does, because you're one of the rare departments that has one.
Yes, full-time in Saginaw Township, we have 3 districts. So we have 3 crime prevention officers that work with all the businesses in their district, all of the schools. So they're a direct liaison, and they go in and they teach a team program. They work with all the neighborhoods. And then a big one for us is rental communities, the large apartment complexes. They work directly with those managers to inform them when we've responded for any call for service. And that's been a wonderful partnership we've had. We just had a manager's appreciation luncheon for all of our managers in the area. And then we have a full-time SRO program where we have an officer assigned to White Pine Middle School and then one assigned to the high school level.
Well, guys, it's always a pleasure. I look forward to this every year. Peter?
Art, thank you very
for
much.
being with us. Chris, always a pleasure, my friend.
Same on my end, Art. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for joining us, too. We'll take our last break, come back, and close out this hour of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW.
Retirement is more than a newly discovered free time. It's a time to reflect on how you'll be remembered and your legacy. It's important to make proper arrangements now. Tune in to WSGW every Sunday at 8 a.m. to your Financial Empower Hour with Jason and Carl Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment Advisors in Midland. Learn how to structure your retirement system to increase the value of your estate and help leave the legacy you want. Plus, call Great Lakes Investment Advisors today, and they will include a complimentary Legacy Maximizer at 989-835-7203. That's 989-835-7203. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
All right, that'll do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Next hour, we're going to talk to Donnie Brown about some fundraising events coming up and a band that he's associated with. We're at Wohfeil's. Don't forget this Sunday is their surplus equipment live auction right here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. They'll have all kinds of equipment out there. And Marty Wegner, the auctioneer, will be here beginning at 10 a.m. You can preview the stuff today and tomorrow from 9 to 5. We'll take our news break, and then we'll be back with more.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. 1 week ago today, the COVID-era Title 42 expired at the southern border, and there's a new report on the migrant flow since then. Correspondent Cammie McCormick has our top story. The Department of Homeland Security says during the past week, thousands of non-citizens have been repatriated to over 30 countries, and it claims the process has been moving forward more quickly than before. After months of planning, the majority of the migrants are from Haiti, Mexico, and Venezuela. World leaders meeting at the G7 summit in Japan found out today Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky will be making his appeal for more military aid in person on Sunday. Correspondent Elizabeth Palmer is in Hiroshima.
President Zelensky was always invited to address this conference by video. The fact that he's showing up in person also going to eclipse some of the other items that should have been high on the agenda here.
Zelensky met with Crown Prince bin Salman in Saudi Arabia today. The 21-year-old Air National Guardsman accused of leaking top-secret government documents online is hoping a judge will approve bail during a court hearing in Worcester, Massachusetts today. Jack Teixeira's attorneys say he should be released into his father's custody while he awaits trial. They claim prosecutors are unfairly comparing him to Edward Snowden, who fled Russia when he was accused of leaking classified information. A funeral service will be held in Harlem next hour for Jordan Neely. He's the homeless man choked to death in a New York City subway. WCBS TV's Elijah Westbrook.
Daniel Penny, a Marine veteran, pinned him on the floor of the subway car and held him in a chokehold for several minutes. Now, Penny and other passengers say Neely was acting irate and threatening them in the subway car, but hadn't actually attacked anyone.
Last week, Penny was charged with manslaughter. His lawyers say he was trying to protect himself and other passengers from Neely's threats. We've just learned one of two people reported missing after a massive fire at a construction site in North Carolina is dead. The other is unaccounted for. CBS's Nicole Skanga is in Charlotte.
Overnight rescue operations temporarily put on pause after engineers deemed this building no longer structurally sound, now concerns it could collapse at any moment.
It'll be a big reveal in L.A. CBS's Jim Krasula explains.
The word has gone out. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna is commanding his staff to comply with a request from the county watchdog, who ordered dozens of deputies to show their gang tattoos. They were also told to answer questions about violent cliques.
This is CBS.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
You know, I'm starting to worry about all this crime lately. I was worried too, so I made sure I was prepared. How'd you do that? I took my CPL class at Applied Training Solutions. They covered everything I needed to know to get my concealed pistol license. You can never be too safe.
Applied Training Solution is Michigan's premier training facility. We offer both live fire training and digital simulation training. Whether you're looking for your initial training or advanced training, see us at simurange.com or ATS Midland on Facebook.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 60 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Pritchett. A 69-year-old Saginaw Township man has died, who was found inside a truck which crashed into a Saginaw Township church. Police say an employee at Grace Baptist Church on Mackinac Road discovered the truck and the man around 5 a.m. yesterday. Investigators found the truck had crashed into the building in reverse at high speed. It's not known at this time what caused the man's death. An autopsy is pending. Residents in Sanford and Edenville are calling on the state of Michigan to give them their day in court. WSGW's Jonathan Dent has the story.
3 years after the failure of the Sanford and Edenville dams, lawsuits are still pending against the state for damage done by the ensuing flood. Carl Hammond, one of those impacted by the dam failures, says the state knew the catastrophe would happen but failed to prevent it. Hammond says meetings that included state and federal agencies were held to discuss the response to such an event in the months leading up to the dam failures. In 2021, a Court of Claims judge ruled that governmental immunity did not apply to many of the lawsuits. However, the state has appealed that decision. Attorneys for many of those impacted saying it's not a matter of if, but when the suits go before a jury. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
A 56-year-old Genesee County man has won big on a lottery scratch-off ticket. The player, who is remaining anonymous, says his $2 million scratch-off card is life-changing. He bought a fortune game card from a Beacon and Bridge Market in Fenton and went to the lottery headquarters in Lansing to claim his prizes. He chose to claim the $1.3 million lump sum. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend.
It's easy to open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just call, click, or come by any Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend. It's coming.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a friend.
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Parents, students, and coaches are set to sound off Monday night at the L'Anse Creuse District School Board District meeting. They say they're upset over damages to the high school's athletic field, which have not been fixed despite repeated requests. Parents are calling it a safety issue, with at least one coach saying it's led to some student athletes transferring out of the district. In a written statement, the Macomb County District says repairs are due to be completed by Monday. General Motors is taking a big step forward when it comes to getting more miles out of an electric vehicle battery. Here's Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
The work version of the electric Chevy Silverado will get 450 miles range. Incoming GM North America President Rory Harvey says this far exceeds their target of 400 miles.
We look at aero, we look at the way the vehicle is calibrated, the way that the vehicle is set up. There's so many factors that come into it. The team were just able to refine it.
Harvey says the electric Silverado will have several trims with different range options. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
The Grand Rapids mom whose 7-year-old son took an unloaded gun to school has been arraigned on fourth-degree child abuse charges. Aubrey Wilson pleaded not guilty. Wilson's fiance has also been charged in the incident. The judge released Wilson on a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. The boy is not living with Wilson at the moment, and the judge ordered Wilson to follow Child Protective Services instructions. In Mount Clemens, an argument over dogs ends with a woman facing felony assault and firearms charges. The Macomb County Prosecutor's Office says on Tuesday, Angela Andrews and another woman were arguing over their dogs when Andrews ran into her house and came back with a gun, pointing it at the victim. Andrews faces up to 4 years in prison on the assault charge and up to 2 years on the firearm charge. She's due back in court later this month. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. Here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Friday sees a high of 68 degrees, but still could touch 70 if you're in Flint and just ahead of that cold front. But the front does bring some rain showers back today. Could have a couple of thunderstorms that try to pop up near Augrey and East Tawas, just north of the bay. So we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, though, still a pretty low-key rain that moves through. It'll leave a few showers lingering into tonight and on Saturday morning, but those showers that linger will mostly just be in the eastern thumb and just north of the bay. By Saturday afternoon, already starting to dry back out with clearing skies, partly to mostly sunny for your Sunday. For tonight, we'll have a low of 46, 66 for your Saturday, then 74 on Sunday. And expecting rainfall totals to add up to about 1/10 to 1/2 of an inch, the higher totals to the east. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
And right now we have 64 degrees with high clouds here in Saginaw.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Yes, indeed. Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw, right across the street from where I am. And I'm sitting at Wohfeil this morning, previewing their auction, which happens this weekend. Auctioneer Marty Wegner will handle the auction. He just walked in the door this morning, as a matter of fact. We have some special guests this hour to talk to. And first of all, it's got a production company, and Stone Street Revival is the band. And he is Donnie Brown. Donnie, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
Hey, we're doing well. Good to see you, sir. You brought some guests with you. Who'd you bring with you this morning?
I did. My first guest to my right is Jane Adams, and Jane runs Brian's House, which is a hospice care house that is a guest house for individuals. Jane, why don't you tell us about it? Say hello.
Tell us about Brian's House and what it's all about.
All right.
And how long it's been around.
All right. Thank you, Art. Thanks for inviting me. Also, we've got our license in 2013, and we opened up the Brian's House on 664 West Nebobish in Essexville. And we opened up for our first guest in 2017. So people that are on hospice care can come to us if being at home is not the best fit, or maybe they don't want to be in a medical facility.
But you're not a hospice facility.
We are not a licensed hospice facility.
So the hospice workers come in.
Correct.
To the facility.
Yes, they have to be on a hospice care program. And then the nurses come to see them in the direction of the medical doctor of what kind of treatment they get. And so we offer, many hospice agencies call us to come there.
I vaguely remember the story, but how did it get its name, Brian's House?
Okay. Brian Straub was an actor who filled in for Woody Harrelson. So they are a Bay City resident. He was a Bay City resident, went to Bay City Western, ended up in California in production, and had AIDS and came home to his parents' house for the care. And he said to his parents, no one should have to take care of their family like this. Let's get a place open. And they did open a 3-bedroom ranch home in Essexville. Very successful. You have to have a lot of fundraising to make that successful.
Still do.
Still do. It's very important.
That's why we're here today.
That's right. And then McLaren acquired it in 2006. My father was the second patient there, and that was at the visiting nurses Brian's house off of Midland Road. And he passed in 2006 after being there just a week. But in 2012, there was a lot of changes in Medicare. So McLaren had to make a financial decision, and we rallied. We rallied before they closed. They announced it on September 4th, and we rallied that they were closing on the 12th, and we rallied that holiday weekend. And it grew momentum from the community, and the community opened up this house
And it's been doing it ever since, right?
ever since.
And is it a significant budget?
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, we're looking at. Yes, it's
A
a
lot of money.
significant. Yes, it is.
It's an undertaking.
Well, payroll alone is 200,000. So
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's a significant budget.
yeah, that is.
So, Donnie, what's your involvement in all this?
Well, I met Jane. How did I meet you, Jane? I met her when she
Midland.
came. Yeah, she came out to see some music. Of course, I was playing some music, but I was interested after speaking with her because in 2019 I had my father in hospice, and I had never in my life had any dealings with any kind of hospice house or hospice care, and I was genuinely touched by the compassion and the care that these people have and give. And as soon as Jane said that she was affiliated with this, and would Pure Am Gold or would Stone Street, the bands, want to be affiliated with this in any way, I said absolutely we do. And so she said to me, well, we've got something in June that we want to do at the State Theater in Bay City. And so we're going to do our Pure Am Gold show, which you've seen.
Yep.
And actually, I tried to get you up there doing some MC.
I might be available on the 3rd.
Hornswoggle. Yeah, we'll have you there. But we're going to be doing our Pure Am Gold show on June 3rd at the State Theater in Bay City, and these proceeds are going to this Brian's house. And so I'm glad that Jane has given us the opportunity there. And she's got various things going on. She's got a golfing fundraiser. And then in September, there's another benefit for it that is going to be outdoors, which is their large benefit at the Winona Band Shell. And Stone Street is going to play that.
All right, let's go back to June 3rd. Ticket cost?
Ticket costs are $25. They're available
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it is. And the proceeds are going to Brian's house, and then tickets are available at the State Theater, and also you can contact Jane via Facebook, or Pure Am Gold or Stone Street Revival via Facebook, and we will be glad to help get tickets.
All right, let's cut the confusion out of all this, because
Yep.
you've heard Donnie talk about Pure Am Gold and Stone Street Revival. Stone Street Revival is Pure Am Gold, but
Yes.
what's the difference and why the
Well,
name?
Pure Am Gold is a live radio broadcast, which is why a guy like you should be involved. And we harken back to when Art Lewis was first getting into radio, and a disc jockey.
You were just a little gleam in your mother's eye.
But we play all of this music that I grew up listening to. And
I grew up playing.
Yes, exactly. I was a WSGW listener before I went on my patrol boy route as an elementary kid, and I listened to all of those songs. We have so many of those songs in the Pure Am Gold show. And so what that is it's a live interactive radio show where we salute the music of the 60s and the early 70s when AM radio was prevalent and that kind of thing. Now, on the other hand, Stone Street Revival is just a band that just is a lot of fun and plays
Tremendous musician.
all sorts of stuff.
But we should point out it's Stone Street Revival
Yep.
doing the Pure Am
It
Gold
is.
show.
It is. And we have a disc jockey who's with us. You weren't available. So, but we have a disc jockey who is our MC for the whole
And
show.
that's good. I'm glad he's there.
Yeah. So am I.
I'll be glad to do a quick introduction.
We're going to have you.
I'll do it.
So I hope that cleared that up. Art.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, folks, and I've told Donnie this. I had not heard of Stone Street Revival until I went to the first Pure Am Gold concert at the Court Theater. And impressed is probably an understatement. that band is made up of some very, very talented musicians. And these are not a bunch of young kids. They've been around a while. Including Donnie, whether
you're
he
so
likes
gentle.
it or not.
You're so gentle.
No, they are awesomely
They
talented.
really are awesomely talented people. Tell us about some of the people in the band, because they've had national experience.
Yeah,
some of these
yeah.
folks.
Well, I mean, I put the band together, and simply put, I took a lot of great people that I had a chance to play music with. Now, bass.
You're a drummer. You've been doing
Yes,
this.
I've been a drummer, and I've had various degrees of success and been able to travel the world playing drums and make a living playing music, which is something unto itself.
Yeah.
But on bass, I've got Jeff Wallakangas, who is a member of the Michigan Country Music Hall of Fame. Yeah. He's playing bass and singing. He's got a voice like clouds opening. I've got Kay Renker O'Neill from Lansing, who is a multi-instrumentalist. She plays sax, flute, guitar, and tambourine. Oh, heck of a tambourine. And she sings like a bird. One of the finest guitarists around ever, Scotty Vandal, playing guitar. And then my buddy Ricky Nallett is on keyboards, and I played with him in Lansing. So I've got people that when I lived in Lansing, played with. And then we decided we should have horns. So I got a blazing 3-piece horn section, and next thing you know, we're playing "Don't Pull Your Love" from Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds, and songs like that, and people are like, "Wow, it's great to hear those kinds of songs." So,
yeah, I tell you, they're infectious, folks. You hear them once, you're hooked. That's
well,
the way it is.
Thank you, Art.
No, I agree.
We're going to take a break, come back with more. We are here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. Their big surplus equipment sale takes place this Sunday, and it is a live auction put on by Wegner Auctioneers, Marty Wegner. Today and tomorrow, you can expect a lot of the equipment from 9 to 5. Trade-ins will be accepted up until auction day, and deliveries available through the store sales department. You're going to find lawn and garden tractors, zero-turn lawnmowers, special interest items like a trailer, a drop-down ramp trailer, outdoor equipment with 50 push mowers from various manufacturers. You'll find snow blowers, a whole host of items. Might even have an auctioneer's trailer out there too. So come on into Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street this Sunday, 10 a.m. And it looks like the weather is going to be good. So we'll see you there.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher on optimism that a deal will be reached to end the debt ceiling stalemate. Deere & Company shares are up 3.5% after its better-than-expected quarter and optimistic outlook for the year. Foot Locker shares, though, are down 23%. The athletic shoe chain is struggling with declining sales. Its earnings were disappointing, and it's lowering its forecast for the year. Apple is restricting employee use of ChatGPT. The Wall Street Journal says the company is concerned that workers could release confidential data while using the artificial intelligence. And Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman is stepping down sometime in the next year and will become executive chair. He's been running Morgan Stanley for a decade. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Simply Safe was named Best Home Security of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. But we don't do what we do for the accolades. We do it to protect you and everything you love. Our advanced sensors, indoor and outdoor HD cameras, and hazard detectors are powered by live 24/7 professional monitoring, so you get emergency help fast. Get 20% off any new system with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Here is the WSGW online poll for you about the cash or the card you use. The number of Americans using cash to complete transactions continues to wane. More and more businesses, entertainment venues, sporting arenas, cashless. People are finding cards more convenient. In a lot of cases, even getting some rewards. Recent surveys, though, show an unexpected increase in the use of cash, especially related to Generation Z, the adults in the 18 to 26 range. Gen Zers say that cash is forcing them to be more thoughtful about spending. It's a great budgeting tool, especially if you tend to overspend when swiping your card. The WSGW poll question for you: do you use cash or card for transactions? You can answer, I use cash more than a card, I use card more than a cash, or I use them about the same. Your responses at WSGW.com, scrolling down the homepage and finding the poll box and voting that way.
Your Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you here on WSGW. And our guest, Donnie Brown from Stone Street Revival. And what's the name of your production company, Donnie?
It's Pure AM Gold.
Pure AM Gold. That's simple. Gee, how clever. And Jane is with us from Brian's house. Again, let's remind everybody about the fundraiser for Brian's house and then talk about some of the other things you do.
Okay. All right. Saturday, June 3rd is our next fundraiser. That's at 7 o'clock. The doors open at 6:30 at the State Theater for Pure AM Gold. Excellent. Only $25 a ticket. And then on June 23rd, we have a fundraiser at golf course at the Maple Leaf. Another opportunity to support Brian's house because there's still
That's a golf outing, right?
That's a golf outing. There'll be auction items, and that's a fun time.
And what's the cost to play?
$70.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's an awesome time. And then
That's still one of the reasonable golf outings.
yeah. Well, we try to make it where it's engaging financially too. So we have Golfapalooza out there on one of the holes, the opportunity to get a hole in one and win some cash. But that's a good event too.
Do you win a car if you get a hole in one, Jane?
No, it's money.
I thought maybe you might win like a 1971 Nova that's up on blocks somewhere off State Street. Because
okay, no, and then another big one is the Peace of Mind fundraiser. That's an annual event, and Stone Street Revival will be playing at that. That is a free concert at the Winona Park. There'll be some auction items, 50-50. That is sponsored by the Joseph and Karen Krantz family, well-known family in Bay City. So
there you go.
That's-
So we should
that's fun to do.
explain to everyone that the different Stone Street Revival is doing both of those, but the Pure AM Gold side, you only play music from the old heritage days of radio. The legacy days of the 60s, pretty much. Whereas Stone Street Revival plays music right through, period.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that we bring Art Lewis into the Pure AM Gold kind of thing. You
need somebody old. I understand.
No, what I'm saying is we've got a disc jockey and he narrates. You know, it's along the lines of shows that you used to do, and Casey Kasem, where they talk about the music, and then we feature the artist, and we also have various trivia games, and we get some audience participation back and forth with it too. So the Pure AM Gold show is definitely a fun interactive thing. The Stone Street Revival thing that we're going to do is just the band gets up there and just kicks it out, and so it's a lot of fun.
Would they ever?
Yeah.
So the AM Gold thing takes me back to my days when I did 58 degrees under the trees in the breeze, and now let's Dionne Warwick.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. It's like, Burt Bacharach, you know him, you love him.
Yeah.
Here's a triple shot.
Oh, do I remember those days? I've been trying to forget them for decades, and
You won't ever forget him, Art.
No, I won't, because that's how I got my start. But it's fun times, though. I mean, it's. I remember sitting in the Court Theater watching the AM Gold show, Pure AM Gold, and I went, "Wow, boy, there's some talent on that stage."
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, and when you showed up, I have to say, like I said, I was a patrol boy when I was listening to WSGW. My mom had it on the radio in the morning, and your voice was coming through there, Fred Krell.
Yep.
And
you are older than you look.
Yeah, thankful for that. But then there'd be an ABBA double shot, and then a Barry Manilow tune, and then you go from that into something from the Fifth Dimension, and it was like, wow, this music is unstoppable to me, and as a kid, it just kind of seeped into me, and so I've been lucky in the fact that I was brought up on this radio station. What am I saying? And that format, and hearing you. And my mother, rest her soul, would be very happy that I'm sitting here talking to Art Lewis. I'm serious.
That's funny, but it's really. I have to try and find this and make it. Oh, here we go. This is to give you an example of how much in the past I am.
Okay.
This is my ringtone, if I can get it to play.
Oh,
that's not too far in the past.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
September.
Yep. That's the ringtone on my phone.
That's great.
Most people find very annoying.
I love it. In fact, we play that song.
Yes, I know you do. That's why. But it is fun, and the other thing it does is it gets the audience involved. I mean, I watch the audience watch you guys, and that that's a good judge of how well a band connects. Watch the audience.
I'll tell you the first question we were asked once I posted this on Facebook. For those of you that follow Brian's House Community Group, which is important to follow to do our fundraising, but the first question I got was, "Can we dance?" And when I went to the Court Theater this past February, that's exactly what happens. Your feet are busy.
Yep.
And then when the show was going on and all that musical talent, and then the DJ singing, like, oh, wow, it's everybody's involved.
Do you sing, Art?
Not a chance.
Well, maybe you might have a nice deep baritone voice, and we could do a Barry White tune for you.
There you go. All right. Yeah. That's maybe not. It would be fun, though. I've never tried, actually. All right. So, again, the date of your event is the 3rd, coming up pretty soon, right?
Yes.
Tickets are available where?
State Theater or at Brian's house, or contact Jane Adams at 989-225-6991. I'll get you those tickets.
All right, Jane. Thanks.
Donnie, wait. Donnie Brown also has some too.
She's handed me tickets, so just reach out to me via Facebook.
We'll take a break here, and Jane will change seats, and we have another person to talk to about another fundraiser coming up.
Are you starting to feel boxed in, suffering from achy bones, or getting restless maybe? You need to get outside and come to the Camping Fever RV sale at General RV, May 17th through the 21st. With up to 40% off your favorite RVs, you could save thousands. Don't let your vision start to blur because you've been staring at 4 walls all day. See General RV and just start camping. In Birch Run off I-75.
Camping in an RV may be habit forming. You could have so much fun, you'll never want it to end.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun, They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
At SimpliSafe, we know during a break-in, every second counts. So our home security system is powered by 24/7 professional monitoring agents who use Fast Protect technology, only from SimpliSafe, to capture video evidence and verify a threat for fast police response. Now, install SimpliSafe your way. Do it yourself or have an expert set it up for you with new Pro Install. Get 20% off any new system with interactive monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Men, you fought hard for the role that you play in your children's lives. This Father's Day, Cordell & Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you'll receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
For powerful HP tech your business can count on Staples. Staples has great prices on a full range of HP printers, PCs, laptops, and monitors. And now through May 27th, score an extra $50 off all HP laptops regularly priced $599.99 and above with the Staples Connect app. Plus, this week only, the HP OfficeJet 9015E wireless color inkjet printer is $70 off. For the best deals on the best HP tech for your small business, shop Staples. In-store only. Excludes Chromebooks and clearance.
Carrie, is this schedule the most updated?
There's a wedding season rush at Dr. Iona's dental practice.
You're fully booked this week. We can try and squeeze you in next Tuesday.
She needs a dental hygienist to unveil fresh smiles.
How long has 3 been under the UV light?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The resignation from adulthood. I have decided I would like to accept the responsibilities of an 8-year-old again. I want to go to McDonald's and think that it's a 4-star restaurant. I want to sail sticks across a fresh mud puddle. I want to think M&Ms are better than money because you can eat them. I want to return to a time when life was simple and all you knew were colors, nursery rhymes. That didn't bother you because you didn't know what you didn't know and you didn't care. I want to think the world is fair, that everyone is honest and good. I want to be oblivious to the complexities of life and be overly excited by the little things again. So, I am officially resigning from adulthood. And if you want to discuss this further, you'll have to catch me first because tag, you're it.
Your Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios. This is WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you here at Wohfeil, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. And we are here with Donnie Brown, Stone Street Revival, and Pure AM Gold. And we have another guest with us this morning who is going to introduce herself right now. You are?
My name is Sue Gano. Nice
Sue.
to be here, Art. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And tell us what you do and who you're with.
Sure. So I'm a booking agent for Empty Canvas. That's a band comprised of Mike and Scott McMath, twin brothers out of the Midland area. I've been booking their shows for going over 10 years, 12 years now. And they are both going through a recent health crisis with a diagnosis of interstitial pulmonary fibrosis, which is a terminal lung
Genetic,
disease.
right?
Yes. They lost their mom to this and a brother as well. So
And they're both going through.
They both have been diagnosed with it. So Scott is in a bit of a more difficult position because he caught COVID last fall.
No.
So he's on oxygen 24/7. And so the community wanted to rally together and put together a benefit event that will help support their families. And a lot of medical expenses are going to be coming their way. Scott's going to be going through a double lung transplant later this summer. He's gone through all the preliminary testing and gotten the approvals. Now it's like the paperwork and then it's a waiting game.
Find the lung, yeah.
Right. Double level.
Double lung.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So I have been spearheading the event. It's this Sunday. So it's in literally 2 days. So hopefully people will come out to Winona Park. It's at the Friendship Shell, downtown Bay City, outside. It starts at 2 p.m, goes till 8 p.m. We have 7 amazing bands lined up for this event.
Wow.
It's all the groups from the Mid-Michigan area, and it includes Jedi Mind Trip, The Rock Show, Stone Street Revival, our own Donnie Brown's band. Empty Canvas will be performing. Mike will be painting an image during the show, and then that will be up for live auction. The Sinclairs and the Robertson Brothers, and then we've got some other guys lined up.
Heavyweights.
We sure do. Everyone has really, they've all volunteered their time to come and play. So
cost?
Free admission.
Wait.
Yep.
It's a fundraiser. How does that work?
Well, we're going to have donation jars around the park, and we have a lot of items up for silent auction as well as live auction. We've got some fun things planned. Hopefully people will come out with generous hearts and bring their wallets for cash. We will be able to accept credit cards for the silent auction stuff, but donations obviously will be cash. So my goal is to raise 100,000. We're 25% there. We've got 25,000 raised in corporate sponsorships.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
You're doing well on that. Then.
Yeah. So
well, let's hope for good weather.
The weather looks good.
Yeah, it does. This weekend looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, super excited. That was my one thing. I can't do anything about the weather, so I just did not look at the weather forecast until yesterday.
Starts at 2 o'clock.
Starts at 2.
What time are you on, Donnie?
We're going to be on it around 3:30, but then I may be playing drums with Jedi on a couple of songs. And then we've got the McCartney Project, which is my buddy Andy Reid, who is a friend of Jane's. And we're doing the McCartney Project, which is our celebration of Paul McCartney's 80th birthday that we did last year. Mm-hmm. And it's all great Paul McCartney music. And we're the last band up at 7 o'clock.
They are the headliner of the whole show.
We're the headliner? Go figure.
Your feet just went up. Now it's 2 zeros instead of 1.
Yeah. Now it's 2 zeros.
Move
You're
that
right.
up just a little bit. There you go. That's very nice. And the park, of course, has been refurbished quite a bit. Mike Bacigalupo has put a lot of effort into that. It's amazing what he's
Mike
done
has
down
been
there.
great. Mike is kind of, I don't know.
I don't know how he does it all.
Well,
but
I mean, but speaking for musicians,
yeah,
Mike is the go-to guy. It's like I don't know, Sue. Did you reach out to Mike? And Mike?
Jeff did. Jeff Boyer did. And Mike has been helping coordinate all the logistics, and he has just been amazing.
And he did the same thing for all of the Brian's House stuff as well.
I've known him a long time and did not know something about him until last weekend.
What
we
is
went
that?
to see Jake Slater, who's an Elvis tribute artist and a buddy.
I know what it is
I used
now.
to judge the Elvis competitions in Saginaw and in
boy.
Canada. So I had experience with that, right? Jake was phenomenal. And so I decided we'd go to the show. And who's playing piano and the band? But Mike.
Yeah.
I'm going, what? And he also did it for an opening act, a gal who was terrific. And I'm going, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So when he's not trying to get Rick Springfield backstage fast enough, he's up on stage playing keyboards.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah.
It is. And that's a great venue for that too. But Winona Park, when the weather's good, there's no place like it. It's great. It's a great place to see a concert.
Well, there's so many great bands, so you can come there anytime, and you're going to hear great music that you like. And all of these guys want to be there on behalf of the McMath brothers.
And this is a bring your own chair.
Bring your own chair. Do not bring your own beverages. We're going to have food trucks. People can purchase pop, soda, beer, wine on the premises, but no outside coolers are allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
and
good.
all of that, Mike has seen to it that all of that comes back to the McMath brothers in some way, shape, or form. So that's the kind of cat he is. So
might have to be there too.
You
Filled up my
should.
weekend.
Yeah, you should.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. Their big surplus auction this weekend.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Save time and fuel by taking Liberty to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge, brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. Tolling begins soon. For your passport to the lowest rates, create your account online today at BayCityBridgePartners.com or visit the Bay City Bridge Partners Customer Service Center at 300 Center Avenue in downtown Bay City.
Start your day off with a bang at Sbarro in Midland. Our breakfast pizza is a crowd pleaser, made fresh every morning with dough, sauces, eggs, and even the cheese being made in-house. That's right, no frozen ingredients here. So why settle for a boring breakfast when you can fuel up with our delicious breakfast pizza? Swing by Sbarro in the Forward Shell gas station on East Isabella Road and grab a slice to go. Don't miss out on the most important meal of the day, only at Sbarro in Midland.
The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full.
Too many maiden names.
And social security numbers.
Where'd you find those?
By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333, or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Inflation has pushed up the cost of just about everything, which means if you bought life insurance a few years ago, it might not be enough to protect your family today. Now is the time to get the insurance you need at a price you can afford. In a hurry? Don't worry. Call Select Quote now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's right. You can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam in under an hour.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-613-8990. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now.
Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the mitten.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, broadcasting from Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. Just a reminder, This weekend, this Sunday at 10 a.m. is their big surplus equipment live auction with auctioneer Marty Wegner, and he will be here to sell everything from lawn and garden tractors and zero-ton lawnmowers, special interest items including a tandem axle drop-down ramp trailer, 50 push mowers, lots of snow blowers, zero-turn and lawn and garden tractors, you name it, you're going to find it here at the Wohfeil auction. 5818 State Street in Saginaw, their annual event this Sunday, May 21st at 10 a.m. You can preview the items today and tomorrow, so come on out and take a look. We're talking to Donnie Brown from Stone Street Revival and Pure AM Gold about his band. He's going to hang around with me on Focus, too, to talk about some of the old music and the great heydays of rock and roll, if you will. But also with us this morning, remind everybody, Sue, about your name again. You are
Sue Gano.
Sue Gano. And tell me about your career as a booking agent. How'd you get started in that?
Well, I got to say, Donnie Brown you probably don't know this, Donnie, but back in the day, I used to follow.
Back in the day.
We're talking a long time ago. I used to follow his bands like, the McFurlow Band. And then I followed the Verve Pipe for several years, went to a lot of shows and got to hang out with the band members afterwards. And I kind of came away from all that experience thinking I want to do something more in the music side of things, on the admin side of things. And I started booking a band called Maybe August that's comprised of Mike and Scott Robertson out of Midland. That was like my first booking experience. Those guys put up
scoundrels. The whole band were scoundrels.
They were interesting to work with. I learned a lot, and I'm sure they learned about me. So anyway, after that experience, Mike and Scott McMath asked me if I'd book Empty Canvas. And so I thought, why not? So I've been with Mike and Scott McMath now for like 12, 13 years.
How'd they get that name, Empty Canvas?
So they were in a band called Empty Pockets. It's a rock band. They used to do bar gigs. And then Mike is an artist, and he was in his studio singing along to music while he's painting. And he had the light bulb go off and thought, maybe I could do this live. I wonder if I could do this live.
Now, you have to clarify. Mike isn't just an artist, a guy who dabbles in paint.
He's a pro. Like he's a pro. Yeah.
He gets hired by the national people for portraitures and
so he's a commissionable artist.
Yes, he is. And he's got his degree in fine art from the University of Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he's more than just a paint by numbers guy.
He's not a spinning artist or the splash artist.
Right.
Yeah.
He paints.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we now what happens is that we do a lot of benefits, a lot of fundraisers, corporate events, and then his images, his paintings are able to be auctioned off or raffled off at the end of the show.
That would seem to be a natural.
It is.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They've literally raised hundreds of thousands of dollars with their performances and the paintings that have been raffled and auctioned off.
So they're going to do that this weekend then, Sunday?
They are. Mike's going to paint something. He won't tell anybody what it is. I don't know what he's going to paint.
I think it's going to be a portrait of you.
Oh gosh, no, it won't be. He better not paint my horse. I have a horse, and if he paints Luna, I'm going to want to bid on it. My husband and I will probably not survive that battle. So
maybe he's got an in there.
I smell money. Mike, paint the horse.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Donating to your own cause, it seems.
I've done that before.
Haven't we all?
Yes, we all?
Have. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's remind everybody again about the event, when, the where, and who's going to be there.
So it's this Sunday, May 21st. It starts at 2 p.m. at Winona Park, downtown Bay City, right along the riverside. And it'll go till about 8 p.m. that night. We've got 7 bands lined up. The headliner is going to be the McCartney Show. And we've got all the best talent from the Tri-Cities, Jedi Mind Trip, The Rock Show, obviously Stone Street with Donnie's group, Empty Canvas, the Sinclairs, and the Robertson Brothers. And we've got some other guest musicians from the area who are also going to be like going up on stage and chiming in on a few of these performances.
And tell us about the McCartney tribute.
The McCartney tribute is something that my buddy Andy Reid started last year. He was approached by Mike back at Jalupo, and Mike wanted to do something special for Paul McCartney's 80th birthday. And so, of course, he went to Andy Reid, who is a guy who just loves all Beatles and loves everything about him, and said, Andy, you got some McCartney tunes in your pocket. So Andy put a band together with what I consider some of the best musicians around, and we did a show last year at the Friendship Shell there at Winona, and it was spectacular. It was one of the best days of the summer, hands down. And people are still talking about the performance. And Mike asked Andy if he'd wanted to reprise it for the McMath brothers, and Andy, of course, loves the McMath brothers, and so he gathered everybody, and we're going to do that again. So,
and that'll be what time? Toward the end.
We're going to play
6:45.
Yeah, we're going to play towards the end. But you know what? You got Marty Wagner and the auctioneers coming over here at Wohfeil Sunday morning.
Yeah, you can do that and then come up to Bay City.
No, they're going to come up to Bay City, and they're running an auction.
Oh, are they really?
Yes, they are. So how about that?
Great.
Yeah, so it's like come over to Wohfeil's, get yourself a lawnmower.
Yeah.
And get yourself some great stuff.
And
then leave it in the back of the pickup, lock it up, and get over there and buy something. Listen to Marty Wagner, get you an auction.
What kinds of things are auctioning off?
We have some artwork, some really nice artwork. We've got some fun travel packages. We've got like a condo stay in Traverse City has been donated.
Overlooking the water, yeah.
Yep. My gosh, we've got so many items that are coming together. It's crazy. So,
all of the restaurants and all of the people who deal with musicians on a one-to-one basis really came through. The intermission delis in both Saginaw and Bay City, both were just like, you walk in and I say something to them and it's like, that's it, and that kind of thing. People have just really have no qualms or anything given, and especially if they know the McMath brothers, because these are quality, beautiful human people, human beings. They've done a lot of positive things in their life. They've given a lot, and so it's a chance for everybody to kind of like pick them up at a moment when they may need it.
Yeah. Fantastic. So that's this Sunday, beginning at 2:00. And a number of bands, all at the Friendship Shell, free to get in.
Free to get in.
But bring money.
Yes. Bring lots of money.
Bring lots of money. It's kind of neat. And Stone Street Revival, we'll talk about that next hour. Donnie's going to hang around with me here for Focus this morning. But Sue, we wish you well with it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the support.
Great cause, and let's hope everybody turns out and gives you that support that you need.
Yes, I hope so too.
Amen.
Thanks.
All right. Hang on, and we will be back with Focus and talk to Donnie more. Just a reminder again that Wohfeil's this weekend. We mentioned Marty Wagner. He's the auctioneer, and he will be here selling all of the used equipment, lawn and garden tractors, zero-turn lawn mowers, push mowers, snow blowers, trailers, accessories. You're going to find it all here at Wohfeil's. 5818 State Street. The auction begins this Sunday at 10 a.m. And you can preview 9 to 5 today, 9 to 5 tomorrow by stopping by here at Wohfeil's. We're going to take a break and come back and close out this hour of the Art Lewis Show.
The Great Lakes State Economic Club invites you to attend the luncheon Monday, May 22nd, to learn from our travel experts from Go Great Lakes Bay Regional Convention and Visitors Bureau at Saginaw Valley State University in the banquet rooms. Annie Rummel will share all the exciting things going on this summer in our own backyard and across the Great Lakes Bay region. Sign up at the Great Lakes Bay Economic Club website for the luncheon Monday, May 22nd, and learn everything there is to do this summer and how it helps to drive the Great Lakes Bay region.
I'm starting to worry about all this crime lately.
I was worried too, so I made sure I was prepared.
How'd you do that?
I took my CPL class at Applied Training Solutions. They covered everything I needed to know to get my concealed pistol license. You can never be too safe.
Applied Training Solution is Michigan's premier training facility. We offer both live fire training and digital simulation training. Whether you're looking for your initial training or advanced training, see us at simurange.com or ATS Midland on Facebook.
All right, we are here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street. Our thanks to our many guests today. Don't forget the Lock It or Lose It program. Starts up Tuesday officially, but don't wait. I mean, protect your belongings now by locking your car at night. And one thing we didn't talk about, close your garage door. Don't forget, some people go to bed, forget they have their garage door open. It's an open invitation. Lock your car, close your doors, and be safe. That kicks off Tuesday officially with a press conference at 2 o'clock at Frankenmuth Insurance. And then, of course, the Pure AM Gold this Saturday night at the State Theater. That's the 3rd. And then Sunday, they're going to be at Winona Park for the fundraiser with lots of different bands beginning at 2 o'clock. So I don't want to hear you say there's nothing to do in the Great Lakes Bay region. Those are just a couple of things to do. In the meantime, we're going to take a pause for CBS News. They'll bring you up to date on the nation. They'll bring you up to date on the world. We'll have the local report, which will fill you in on the Great Lakes Bay region and, of course, the state of Michigan. And then Donnie Brown has agreed to hang around, and we're going to talk about some of the music of the region from the old days on Focus. That's what's coming up. That will be next here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. A Washington, D.C. police officer is under arrest, charged with lying about leaking confidential information to a leader of the Proud Boys who was recently convicted of seditious conspiracy. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
This officer was arrested today for not just lying, but obstructing an investigation after the Proud Boys destroyed a Black Lives Matter banner in the nation's capital. Shane Lamond of the Metropolitan Police Department allegedly warned the group's leader that there was an arrest warrant out for him. He's been indicted by a grand jury and will make a court appearance today.
There's word pilots at American Airlines have reached a tentative deal on a new contract with the airline. FedEx pilots have voted to authorize a strike. If there's no agreement on a new labor deal, no strike is imminent. Now to Japan. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer is covering the G7 summit.
The real work of the summit began over lunch as the leaders turned to a packed agenda with support for Ukraine at the top of the list. And then the news broke that President Volodymyr Zelensky would travel to Hiroshima in person. His appearance will underline Vladimir Putin's recent threats to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine and bolster Zelensky's appeal for more Western backup.
An accounting error led the Pentagon to overestimate the value of equipment being sent to Ukraine by at least $3 billion. New information about Jack Teixeira, the Air National Guardsman accused of leaking military documents. CBS's Catherine Herridge says a judge will decide if he stays behind bars till his trial.
As recently as January, Teixeira, an IT specialist, was discovered accessing sensitive information that was not related to his primary duty and had been told to not seek out intelligence products. Another memo says the 21-year-old was potentially ignoring the cease and desist order given a month earlier.
The Biden administration says more than 11,000 migrants have been deported to 30 countries since the lifting of pandemic expulsion rules last week. New twist in the battle between Disney and Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Orange County Mayor Jerry Deming says the word is the company has scrapped a plan to expand in Florida with a new office campus.
Disney is heavily invested in this community, and even recently, Bob Iger made the statement that over the next decade, they intend to continue investing as much as $17 billion in our community.
One man was killed in a shooting last night at a General Motors engine factory in Moraine, Ohio. Police say another person was wounded. The gunman suffered a self-inflicted wound. Wall Street, the Dow is up 110. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751. Spring is in the air, and so is your opportunity to view homes featured by builders in Midland during the Midland Home Builders Association annual Spring Parade of Homes. Horizon Bank and Dow Credit Union invite you to tour the homes Saturday and Sunday, May 13th and 14th from 1 until 5 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday, May 20th and 21st from 1 until 5 p.m. Visit hbamidlandmi.com for complete tour information. That's hbamidlandmi.com. The annual Midland Home Builders Association Spring Parade of Homes. This is a free event.
Attention business owners. Stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent. Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you use General Steel. General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom-designed building. Just call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty, and thousands of companies, from Fortune 500 corporations to startups, have trusted the General with their building needs.
If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel.
I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I'd recommend General Steel to anyone looking to build a steel building.
Stop wasting money on rents. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL to find out about all our popular quick construction kits, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building. Just call 888-747-8335 now. That's 888-74-STEEL.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 67 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchup. Police in Saginaw are warning residents of a phone scam currently active in the region. According to the Saginaw Police Department, community members have been called by people claiming to be law enforcement and demanding money. Authorities say the impersonators often refer to their target by name, tell them the call is being recorded, and say the person failed to appear for court or for jury duty. Some of the calls may come from what appears to be a legitimate police phone number and using the name of a real law enforcement officer. The Saginaw Police Department says they will not call individuals and demand money under any circumstances, and no legitimate law enforcement agency will call community members seeking payment for outstanding traffic citations or other warrants. The department says if you receive a call like this, you should disconnect without providing any information and contact local law enforcement. My Michigan Psychiatry recently held a 6-week program for high school students aimed at fostering a better understanding of their mental well-being. Led by behavioral health therapist Robin Greiner and a Master of Social Work intern Caitlin Royer, the program covered topics such as identifying symptoms of anxiety and depression, responding to trauma, managing anxiety, and more. My Michigan Health says there are plans to offer another session for teens in the fall. For more information on behavioral health services, visit mymichigan.org/mental health. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship is set to provide aid to students attending Mid-Michigan College this fall. Students graduating high school this year will be the first to be eligible for the new scholarship, which will give up to $2,750 per student each year for up to 3 years while they attend Mid-Michigan. Students from families that make $150,000 or less per year will likely qualify for the scholarship, which can only be awarded if the student files for their FAFSA. Mid-Michigan has services to help students complete the FAFSA, and you can schedule an appointment at midmich.edu/FIN-aid. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend.
It's easy to open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just call, click, or come by any Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend. It's coming back.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a friend.
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Many Kalamazoo residents showed up for a 3-hour public hearing about odors on the city's north side, complaining they and their children are getting sick. The odors are coming from Graphic Packaging International and the Kalamazoo Water Reclamation Plant. A report from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services showed that hydrogen sulfide and other volatile organic compounds in the air were high enough for an odor to be detected in surrounding neighborhoods. It also said that continued exposure can lead to an increased risk of developing nasal and eye irritation and breathing problems. Graphic Packaging says they'll work with the state as they are making improvements. There's something fishy about this case of theft. Michigan news sources Lauren Smith explains in this report.
2 men have been arraigned on charges of stealing frozen fish from Lipari Foods in Warren. Lipari employee Erwin Wilson loaded 25 boxes of frozen fish, including catfish, crab legs, and lobsters, into the Cadillac Escalade owned and driven by Michael Mitchell. After leaving the warehouse, the vehicle was pulled over for a traffic stop, during which Warren police discovered the stolen cargo. Wilson is charged with embezzlement, and Mitchell is charged with receiving and concealing stolen property. If convicted, Wilson could face up to 15 years in prison for his involvement in the fishy business. For Michigan News Source, I'm Lauren Smith.
Former Ionia therapist Derek Robertson has been arraigned on 3 counts of 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct, healthcare fraud, and other charges for allegedly sexually abusing a patient. The 50-year-old from Lowell pleaded not guilty. He's accused of having sex with his patient in his office and at his home. Iona County Prosecutor Kyle Butler says it cannot be understated how manipulative the defendant was with the patient. Robertson's license was suspended in April. WSGW News Time 11:10. Now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Friday sees a high of 68 degrees, but still could touch 70 if you're in Flint and just ahead of that cold front. But the front does bring some rain showers back today. Could have a couple of thunderstorms that try to pop up near Augrey and East Tawas, just north of the bay. So we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, though, still a pretty low-key rain that moves through. It'll leave a few showers lingering into tonight and on Saturday morning, but those showers that linger will mostly just be in the eastern thumb and just north of the bay. By Saturday afternoon, already starting to dry back out with clear skies, partly to mostly sunny for your Sunday. For tonight, we'll have a low of 46, 66 for your Saturday, then 74 on Sunday. And expecting rainfall totals to add up to about 1/10 to 1/2 of an inch, the higher totals to the east. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
And currently we have 68 degrees under high clouds here at WSGW.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
Yes, indeed. RoofMax. Find out more about them online at getroofmax.com. Or you can call Ben at 989-859-6751. We're here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street, to preview their auction coming up this Sunday, beginning at 10 a.m. And you can come out today and tomorrow. Take a look at the many items that will be auctioned off here at Wohfeil's. We're going to talk a little music during Focus because I've asked Donnie Brown to hang around with me from Stone Street Revival and Pure AM Gold. So, Donnie, growing up, what was there about music that hooked you?
Well, I come from a musical family. You know, my parents both played. My father played some accordion. My mother was played in a marching band at her high school, and we always had music around my house. I'm the 6th out of 7 kids.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I was born into a large record collection. That's how I like to put it. And music from everywhere, music from musicals up to, you know, the latest Black Sabbath records. So thankful for that from my siblings. But there was music in my house. We had a stereo in the living room like people had a television.
Yeah.
So
what was the music scene like in Saginaw back in the day?
Well, I got my start while I was still in high school. just down the road here from Wohfeil's at what is Novell now,
Yep.
and I started playing when I was 17 years old, and you could play in bars back then 5 nights a week, and you could make a living just playing music. And I was lucky to kind of get ingratiated into that from my two friends, Mick and Tony Furlow, who had the Furlow Brothers Band, and they were playing, Rosie's Roaring 20s and the Old Town Saloon and JB Meinberg's across the street, and you could flop back and forth, and then there were the places like the Fording Hotel that had a 5-night stay. They'd have a band and they'd be there 5 or 6 nights straight on.
And what was the genre? Was it rock and roll? Was it heavy metal?
It was the music of the day. Dance music. They wanted people to be there and having a good time and everything. But when I originally joined the
this is when? What year
this
are you
is
talking
this
about?
is
80s,
1980.
90s?
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm of course dating myself, but that's the way
You're
it
not
was.
dating yourself. Look at me.
Well, when I talk to people about it, people don't remember when there was 5 nights of music and 5 different bars open. You could see a band at the Old Town Saloon, walk upstairs, see a band at the Fordney, walk across the street, see a band at Meinberg's, go down the road and see a band at the Hamilton Street Pub all on the same night, and it was a Wednesday. So those were the heydays of musicians, and I grew up around a lot of Saginaw musicians because of that.
A lot of guys got their start here in music, didn't they?
Oh yeah,
And a lot of national acts used to come through here. Seeger,
Yes,
he used to play here all the time.
Well, I have two older brothers and 2 older sisters who were involved in, who would always see musicians coming through, and I learned a lesson a long time ago. I came downstairs and I had to come through my sister's bedroom. In order, a house with 7 kids, you had to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there was a Dixie cup there, and on the top of her dresser, and I grabbed the Dixie cup, and I'm just going to throw it away for her. I'm looking at it, I'm inquiring, and my sister snatched it from me and said, "Do not touch that. That's from Alan Clark of the Hollies." And the Hollies had played at the Saginaw YWCA on Jefferson the night before, and my sister went and saw him. So the bands like that were coming through and playing,
Which brings up, are you not playing at the Y this year?
We are.
We're
playing.
I know you
we
are because I'm going to be there.
We are playing for the Stone Street's going to be playing on June 16th.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm back from vacation.
Yeah. And I'm glad to be doing that because the east side of Saginaw holds a special place in my heart for me. I grew up there and lived my whole young life there. So I walked, and I used to be going to the Y quite a lot. And we had the director of the Y who was our neighbor. His name was Mr. Otteson, and he was running the Y, and then Dave Butts was running it for a while, and through them they got the Brown brothers up to Camp Timbers, and so we were benefactors of the Y, and so that's a good thing.
You're going to be there on the 16th, I think.
16th, yes.
Because on the 15th, Bill Fetterspiel is going to be there with his band, the Sheriff.
Yeah.
Doing his Seeger tribute.
I was going to say that. I've seen him. Check him
he's
out.
Moved on from the mundane stuff of what's his name.
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers. Yeah, he does the Kenny Rogers thing. Now he's doing Seeger.
Yeah. Shakedown. Yeah. I think that's the name of the band.
I think so.
Band.
Yeah, I think so. But they're going to be there. And I had Doug Temple on just last week, and we were talking about
it.
So
Doug's
I'm going to be out there. Probably doing some intros.
Great. Good. So, we got to get you singing with us.
Why?
Well, I mean,
I thought you wanted to protect your reputation.
Well, if we put your name before it, maybe we'll get it.
Yeah. Some things it would be fun to do, but I'm not a singer. It's funny because at one time I had aspirations to learn to sing, and went to some friends of mine who were involved in vocal music, and they ran me through the paces and breathing and all of that stuff, and actually told me I could learn, and actually have a decent sound. I didn't follow up, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I would turn people off, I'm afraid. Anyway, let's take a break, and then we'll come back. We're here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. Their big surplus equipment live auction is this Sunday beginning at 10 a.m. Marty Wagner, auctioneer, is going to be here to auction off all kinds of outdoor equipment, lawn and garden tractors, zero-turn lawn mowers. They'll even have a trailer with a drop-down ramp, 50 push mowers, all kinds of snow blowers, and miscellaneous equipment and hardware. You're going to find it all here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street, Sunday at 10 a.m. And if you want a little preview, you can come out today, 9 to 5, tomorrow, 9 to 5, to take a look at the equipment that's set up outside. All here at Wohfeil's Ace Hardware. And we will be back after these notes.
You know, I'm starting to worry about all this crime lately.
I was worried too, so I made sure I was prepared.
How'd you do that?
I took my CPL class at Applied Training Solutions. They covered everything I needed to know to get my concealed pistol license. You can never be too safe.
Applied Training Solution is Michigan's premier training facility. We offer both live fire training and digital simulation training. Whether you're looking for your initial training or advanced training, see us at simurange.com or ATS Midland on Facebook.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Save time and fuel by taking Liberty to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge, brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. Tolling begins soon. For your passport to the lowest rates, create your account online today at BayCityBridgePartners.com or visit the Bay City Bridge Partners Customer Service Center at 300 Center Avenue in downtown Bay City.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Here is the WSGW online poll for you about the cash or the card you use. The number of Americans using cash to complete transactions continues to wane. More and more businesses, entertainment venues, sporting arenas, cashless. People are finding cards more convenient. In a lot of cases, even getting some rewards. Recent surveys, though, show an unexpected increase in the use of cash, especially related to Generation Z, the adults in the 18 to 26 range. Gen Zers say that cash is forcing them to be more thoughtful about spending. It's a great budgeting tool, especially if you tend to overspend when swiping your card. The WSGW poll question for you: do you use cash or card for transactions? You can answer, I use cash more than a card, I use card more than a cash, or I use them about the same. Your responses at WSGW.com, scrolling down the homepage and finding the poll box and voting that way.
Your Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, and we are back with you here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. The guy sitting next to me, you can see him on the stream, Donnie Brown, who I've just discovered, and I guess I never realized. I knew that one of your band members was on the Tonight Show and the Letterman. It was you.
It was.
I didn't realize that.
It was.
Nor did I realize that you had a nationally #1 hit.
Yeah, we did. I was playing when I was at Michigan State in the early 90s. I started a band with another gent and Brian Vander Ark, and we started a band called the Wohfeil. And our band ended up getting a record deal with RCA. And
start with a little label.
Yeah, just a nice little label. And that took me off on a whole nother journey, you know, and I've had so many great life experiences because of that.
Opening for Kiss in Europe.
Yes, yeah, that was an experience unto itself.
Yeah, I bet it was.
So, but just being able to see the world and be able to play music all over the world has been a gracious thing for me.
Let me ask Donnie, if you don't mind. There's been a lot of lawsuits about it, but the music industry had a reputation for not being exactly fair to the artists. Has that changed at all?
I don't think that that's changed, and I think that it's unfair in different ways. In the past, the music industry was notorious for stealing people's publishing money and things like that, signing a contract that says that if you write a song, I own it, not the writer. And that's what's happened in the past. Now, what's happened lately, and this is purely my opinion, is that streaming services like Spotify, which are wonderful, but the money that they actually pay artists for the performances and use of their streaming songs is such a pittance that it's ridiculous. They for the money that they make from their service and the amount of spins that somebody gets for playing a song, it's 0.000 pennies on the dollar.
I kind of liken the music industry to sports in a way. There are the superstars. We all know them. We all see them. They are so few and far between to make the big bucks.
Yes.
Everybody else struggles.
Yeah.
And the music industry is a little like that, isn't it?
It is. And it doesn't matter if you're trying to get a gig down the road and White's wants to let you come in and play on a Wednesday, or if you're going to get a chance to play at Heritage Theater and you're playing the Civic Center. It's all numbers of it's all possibilities, and you're investing in yourself in the hopes that you can make enough to make a living at it. And I've been blessed. I've been fortunate, and I work with a lot of musicians from Michigan here who have gone down the same road.
But it's one thing to say you're blessed, and I say the same thing about what I do for a
Yeah.
living. I've been very blessed at it. But people have to realize you're only blessed because you put in the hard work to get good at what you do.
Yeah.
It didn't fall in your lap overnight.
No, one thing that I've really been blessed about is that when I've played music, I've been on the lower rung of the totem pole of the people that I surround myself with. So I've been able to lift my game up just by being in their presence, and I've repeatedly done that.
That's what good bands are all about.
Yeah. And so I in the band that I'm in right now, I hold my own. But there's some
you do
people.
more than that.
Well, there's a lot of people in the band that I'll turn to for this or for that, and it's great to have that.
And there's a certain camaraderie that has to be there when you play music. And perfect example of that is the restructuring and rebirth almost of Queen with Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
When Freddie Mercury died and everybody thought Queen was finished, even though they did a number of things and they were there, they kind of fell off the grid for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And along comes this kid from American Idol. And this band is now filling up arenas, filling up bowls, because they're on top again.
Well,
they may be the best group there is out there.
Adam Lambert has got the spirit of
Freddie Mercury.
Exactly.
He's also got a voice to die
exactly.
for.
So he comes out and he's not afraid to be Adam Lambert, and it just so happens to work so great with Roger Taylor and John Deacon and Brian May.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've said so. So.
But that's a good part of it. I mean, that camaraderie, and I sense that with your group, with Stone Street. I mean, you guys seem to get along really well.
We do. We like each other.
Yeah, that helps.
Oh,
That
heck
helps.
yeah.
You also understand each other enough that you know what each other's going to do when it happens.
Yeah, we well, the other thing is that we all honor and pay homage to the music.
Yeah.
When you're playing a song that you grew up loving, that it gave you this feeling hearing it on the radio, or you're going down the road and you're like, oh, I want to have that.
Well, listen, thanks for hanging around with me. You can see Pure AM Gold on the 3rd at the State Theater, and on the 4th, Stone Street Revival. No, which Stone Street is this weekend, right? Pure
Stone
AM
Street,
Gold's the 3rd.
Stone Street Revival is on the 21st for the McMath Brothers benefit at Winona Park.
Okay,
And then
that's the
June
21st.
3rd
Yeah, that's
is
this
our
weekend.
benefit for Brian's house. And that's going to be Pure AM Gold doing our radio show.
Donnie, thanks a lot, my friend.
Art, thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll take our last break and be back to close out here on WSGW, and we'll move over for the Farm Show with Farm Director Terry Henney. That'll be along after these notes.
Whoa, check it out. Love the new car.
Thanks, but it's not new. It's the same old car.
This is the same car I saw yesterday?
Yep. After an interior, exterior spring cleanup from Paintball Repair, I got a buff polish, paint touch-up, interior steam clean, and graphene wax.
Ooh, expensive.
Nope. $299 for cars, $348 for trucks and SUVs.
For all this? Man, I need to get my truck summer ready.
A $70 savings on all cars, trucks, and SUVs. Now through May, only at Paintball Repair on Bay Road in Saginaw. More than a body shop.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel. This is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Maytag month has got it going on. It's all you want with the savings all month long. Baby, can't you see Maytag month is all you need? You know you can't go wrong when Maytag month is going on.
Upgrade to the performance you need on all Maytag major appliances during May is Maytag month, happening all month long.
Maytag month is going on.
All right, that'll do it for Focus today, brought to you by RoofMax. You can find out more online at getroofmax.com. We're going to make room for the Farm Show with Farm Director Terry Henney. That will be along next here on WSGW from Wohfeil.
The Great Lakes Bay Economic Club invites you to attend the luncheon Monday, May 22nd, to learn from our travel experts from Go Great Lakes Bay Regional Convention and Visitors Bureau at Saginaw Valley State University in the banquet rooms. Annie Rummel will share all the exciting things going on this summer in our own backyard and across the Great Lakes Bay region. Sign up at the Great Lakes Bay Economic Club website for the luncheon Monday, May 22nd, and learn everything there is to do this summer and how it helps to drive the Great Lakes Bay region.
Let me check, see if Steve Anderson is with us. Is Steve there? Steve is here. Hey, good morning, Steve
here.
Anderson. How are
Good
things?
morning.
How are things ending the week at the markets?
Yeah, we got a bit of red going here. We got the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 108 at 33,427 on volume of 291 million shares, and the Nasdaq is down 30 at 12,658 on volume of 306 million shares. And I have a really bad echo here.
Yeah, well, you got to make sure that he's not feeding himself on the phone, guys. The thing is, you got a few hours left to be able to whip it into shape.
I do, and I'll put the heavy emphasis on that.
And what's your ticker tip for the day?
My ticker tip is a lot of people have the old Series E savings bonds, and they got them many ways: gifts, payroll deduction, gifts, parents, grandparents, any number of ways. And a lot of those same people don't realize that the bonds do mature and stop earning interest at some point in time. And also, the interest rate changes periodically. So therefore, folks should check their bonds, make certain that they are still earning interest. And if they have matured, get them cashed in and invest the money where it can begin to earn interest again. You can either take the bonds to the bank and have them valued and get the information you need, or you can go online to www, of course, .savingsbonds.com. And then you can look up your bond on the bond table and determine what you need to do.
Simple.
Your financial advisor may be able to help you with the process and give you some ideas for proper alternatives.
And how do they get along with
that? If you do need to redeem them,
yep,
that can be accomplished at your local bank. So,
and how do they get a hold of you for some help?
You call us right here at Baird and Company. Company at 989-790-5724, or our Midland location at 989-839-9035, or you can find us on the web at rwbaird, BAIRD, and then the branches and the reps are listed in there.
All right. Have a great weekend, Steve. We'll talk to you Monday.
I will. You do the same.
All righty. Bye-bye now. Steve Anderson at Baird & Company with our ticket tip of the day. The Farm Show will be next.
At Simply Safe, we know during a break-in, every second counts. So our home security system is powered by 24/7 professional monitoring agents who use Fast Protect technology, only from Simply Safe, to capture video evidence and verify a threat for fast police response. Now, install Simply Safe your way. Do it yourself or have an expert set it up for you with new Pro Install. Get 20% off any new system with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
News coverage.
Debt ceiling talks at the White House.
If we do nothing, we will pay more in interest in the next 10 years than we paid in the last 83.
Nobody will get everything they want in these discussions.
Special Counsel John Durham found the FBI lacked actual evidence.
This has been a big black eye for a lot of the federal law enforcement and intelligence community.
An armed standoff in Bay County's Bangor Township on Saturday.
3 years since the failure of the Edenville and Sanford dams.
News coverage on WSGW.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, DNR wildlife biologist Chad Stewart on proposed changes for the upcoming deer season. Then Eric Long of Longline Charters talks about fishing Lake St. Clair. Plus, Nick Green of MUCC checks in. And in our third hour, it's Al Stewart talking about turkey hunting the late season. Listen Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 9 on WSGW.
Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henney and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly to mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having a good day. Terry Henney here at Wohfeil's, 5818 State Street in Saginaw. Back at Radio Center, Jonathan Dent. John, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. It's a nice day out there today.
Boy, the sun came out. It is really nice right now. Temperatures, we're trying to get them up close to 70 degrees, which is actually a little bit warmer than what many of the projected high temperatures were going to be today. What are we looking at right now on the thermometer?
Well, right now, we don't have readings from the airport, but right now out in Midland, cloudy skies and 65 degrees. Here at Radio Center, we've got partly sunny skies, and we're up to 69 already. It is kind of breezy out there, though. We've got southwest winds at 15 miles per hour with gusts reported up to 21. So a little bit of wind out there.
Yeah, a little bit of a wind. All of this ahead of a front that is eventually going to be working its way through the Great Lakes Bay area. We have noticed that some of the folks to the northwest of us have been looking at a little bit of precipitation. On your report there that you have, John, anything in particular? Do we have any scattered shower activity being reported this hour up north?
Not right now. Right now we're looking at, well, we do have some light rain in Alpena, but other than that, I'm seeing some partly sunny, mostly cloudy skies. A little bit of scattered rain here and there, but not too many places reporting any precipitation.
Did have a chance to take a look at the radar a little bit earlier, and it looks like it should be raining in some of those spots. But as we mentioned yesterday and the day before, we're looking at a situation right now where the humidity is lower than what it probably should be ahead of a front passage. And what that's doing basically is it's taking whatever moisture there is in the clouds and literally evaporating the moisture before it hits the ground. So radar is a little deceptive as of right now when it comes to if it's actually raining or not. And as we go through the remainder of the day, again, as we've mentioned the past couple of days, the chances of you getting the pavement wet on your back porch or your back sidewalk doesn't really look all that promising. If it does rain, the chances of precipitation, what they'll total up to is more than likely something around the area of 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more than that. But again, we're taking into consideration not only the remainder of the day today, but also tonight and the morning hours tomorrow morning. This frontal system is not moving very fast. The low that it's attached to is a rather slow moving easterly low. Currently, it is situated over just east of the Straits, moving into northern Lake Huron. And eventually, the early morning hours tomorrow morning, that low is going to be off into Canada. So what that means is, with the passage of the front, widely scattered shower activity. If you're fortunate enough, a lot of folks do need the rain, you might get a nice shower out of it. Not necessarily a warm rain, but at least some moisture. And then as we go into the evening hours, that moisture pattern is going to be tapering off rather rapidly. Our projected high temperature is 70 degrees. So I think we'll be just about where we are right now. The temperature will drop just a little bit as we go into the afternoon after the front moves through. Now, you'll know the front moves through because the wind direction is going to change. As Jonathan said, we're looking at a south-southwest breeze. Once that frontal system moves through, it's going to be more westerly and then eventually northwesterly, especially during the morning hours tomorrow morning. So clouds on the increase, thickening ahead of that front. The front will move through as we go through the afternoon hours. Widely scattered shower activity associated with it, but clearing tonight. The low pressure system will be over northern Lake Huron tonight, moving to the east, and that front is going to pretty much clear the landmass by this evening, before or maybe right after midnight. So the best chance of accumulating moisture of at least 1/4 of an inch, if not more, will be in Michigan's thumb, but not necessarily the upper thumb, more along the lines of Sanilac County, southern Tuscola County, and then areas to the south. Because the front will linger a little bit longer, the chances of precipitation will be greater in that part of the state, the southeast corner. But eventually, as we go into the morning hours tomorrow morning, we're going to see the thinning of the clouds, maybe a little bit of a wraparound coming from the north, moving over the extreme eastern portion of the lower peninsula in the morning hours tomorrow morning. If the Michigan's upper thumb is going to get any kind of accumulating moisture, it will be in conjunction with the passage of the front, and then that backlash, the counterclockwise circulation pushing a little bit of moisture early tomorrow morning over Michigan's upper thumb. But as we go through the day, sun will be popping out tomorrow. We won't be quite as warm tomorrow as what we will be and what we are today. We're looking for a high temperature of right around 65. But again, tonight and tomorrow night, lows about 48, 49 degrees. Sunday, the folks at Wohfeil is very happy with that because they've got their big auction going on Sunday. Mostly sunny skies, 75 degrees, high pressure over eastern Nebraska, moving into northern Missouri. The reason why we're seeing the nice weather that we will be getting on Sunday. Sunday's low, once again, 49, 50 degrees. Then moving into the work week next week, sunshine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, possibly hitting 80 on Tuesday as well as Wednesday, and very possibly on Thursday. The next best chance of seeing moisture after whatever we get over the next 24 to 36 hours will be the beginning of the Memorial Day weekend, but we'll just have to keep our eye on that whole scenario. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have, Jonathan?
We'll be heading over to Star of the West and talking with Gary Kaufman. He'll give us an idea of how we're kind of ending out the week on the markets. That's what's coming up. But first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support
No, Doug,
with
can't
products
get a
and
hold of him.
services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They are a Dairyland seed dealer, carrying the full line of corn and soybean seed designed to get you a better harvest. And right now, they've got a good in-season supply of Enlist soybeans and hybrid alfalfa. Just contact Justin Varner for more information. He's the guy, the keeper of the keys, when it comes to taking care of you right now, whatever you need as far as Dairyland is concerned. Dairyland Seeds, show me the yield. From your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain. Since 1983, where serving you is their business. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman at Star of the West. And Gary, it's been a rough week so far.
Oh, yeah, it sure has. Terry?
Yeah, I lost you there for a second.
I goes, yes, it sure has been a rough week for sure. So, anyway,
yeah, I know I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, we look here at the noon hour, Terry. Yeah, we're down about 24 on wheat, 20 on corn, and about 55 to 60 on beans, unfortunately. But we did have positive.
When was the last time you could buy a brand new Chevrolet for $20,000?
I said we did have positives earlier this morning, but now we only got one left, and that's in the corn arena. So, yeah, we had some basically traders looking to take some profits here over the weekend or covering some of their shorts, and so that's giving the corn a little boost here this morning. And currently, cash corn is up 9 right now at $5.29 on the cash, and new crop's up a nickel at $4.46. Cash wheat is actually unchanged right now at $5.77 on the white, $5.27 on the red. New crop also unchanged at $5.87 on the white, $5.37 on the red. Cash soybeans are currently down 6 at $12.87, and new crop is actually up 4 at $11.26.
Did you say up?
Yeah, up. Yeah, I had a couple ups.
I was going to say, I know we're having an interesting communication going on right now, but I thought I heard you say up.
Yeah. The new crop soys are up. New crop corn's up. Cash corn's up. Wheat is pretty much unchanged right now, Terry. So, some of the bearish factors throughout the week here, of course, been poor export sales on corn and beans, and they still cumulative still are running well behind the USDA numbers. And then, of course, Ukraine-Russia export deal was extended for another 2 months, so that was another bearish factor. So grain's going to continue to flow for 2 more months, and we'll see what happens in another couple months. But from here moving forward, we've had positive planting progress too, and so that's been another bearish factor this week. All those things kind of gave us what we've gotten here all week long, Terry. So
let's put a little bit of this into a historical frame here. These lows that we've experienced, have we touched any bottom floors? Have we fallen through some resistance? What's the story?
Yeah, we've hit some lows here this week, and actually it fell through a little bit, but it seems like we've hopefully found the floor here, Terry. Even though there's thinking wheat might still be a little bit overpriced because of competitiveness in the export market, but on corn and beans, there's a lot of discussion this week with have the lows been in, and then if you look through the calendar year, there's no set month per se when the lows do happen. They change from year to year, but as we both know, the crop's just planted Weather is going to be an important factor moving forward. Of course, demand is too. Chinese demand is huge, so we'll watch exports, and of course, we've got a record Brazilian crop, and the Argentina production has been well noted. They're lacking, so all those things moving forward, especially weather, will dictate market movement. So.
And a lot of the crop, I have to think, is either in the ground or real close to it here in Michigan.
Oh yeah, we had a little conversation earlier this week as far as where we're at in our backyards here, Terry, and we're 90% plus on corn planting done. Soybeans are racing fast to that percentage as well, and so a lot got done here in the last 7 days for sure.
Boy, it sure did. You have a great weekend, Gary. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
You as well, Terry. Thank you.
You bet. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Market Report, Jonathan, has been brought to you by...
The Market Report today brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. Are you ready to upgrade to a new Ram truck for your family farm? Now is the time to order your new Ram 15, 25, or 3500. So you should see the folks at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. They're the Great Lakes Bay's certified ag dealer, and they specialize in all models of new Ram commercial trucks and vans. Ordering is now the way to go. You can buy with confidence from Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth since 1852, where family and service sells cars. Also by Thumb Bank and Trust. They've been making agricultural loans since 1895. They know that farming today continues to offer challenges that are very demanding, but Thumb Bank and Trust helps you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation. Thumb Bank and Trust, now with 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank and Trust, where relationships are built on trust. When we come back, we'll be talking with Stephanie Zelenko from AgroLiquid, but first, this.
Did it go okay when your insurance agent sat down with you to review the coverage checklist for your farm, so you wouldn't have to worry about uncovered areas? You have reviewed your coverages lately, right? If not, maybe your agency should be the Emil Rummel Agency. At the Emil Rummel Agency, it's our job to understand the various risks you face every day on your farm, and then provide you with the right insurance policy that is based on your needs. If your current insurance agent is not offering this kind of service, it's time you talked with the Emil Rummel Agency, because we listen and then we respond to what we hear. The Emil Rummel Agency is located in Frankenmuth, Vassar, Caro, and in Saginaw. Call us today at 800-572-0939. That's 800-572-0939. Or visit us on the web at rummelinsurance.com.
While we're on the subject of Rummel Insurance, want to remind everybody that next week, opening day for the downtown Saginaw Farmers Market is next Wednesday. And we're going to be looking at close to 80 degrees, Jonathan, for the opening of the market. And I'll tell you, we've gone through some really strange weather events for opening day at the market. This is going to be one of the more pleasurable ones. And our underwriters for our broadcast are Frankenmuth Credit Union, which has a branch right there at the SVRC Marketplace, and Rummel Insurance. Craig Voorhees will be joining us for the opening day. Again, that is next Wednesday, and the market will be open on Friday and Saturday as well on Memorial Day weekend. So it's that time of the year. It's also the time of the year for Wohfeil's huge surplus equipment live auction. That is going to be Sunday beginning at 10. If you want to take a look and see what some of the items are that they are going to be auctioning off, you can do it right now. They're setting all of the equipment out. So stop by this afternoon, take a look. There's more coming, but at least you can get kind of an idea of what's available and what you might want to bid on. Again, Wohfeil Hardware's huge surplus equipment live auction. Wagner Auctioneers doing it Sunday beginning at 10, rain or shine, at 5818 State Street in Saginaw. We say good morning to Stephanie Zelenko with AgroLiquid. Stephanie, we were talking a little bit earlier with Gary Kaufman talking about crop progress here in Michigan. And I also had a chance to talk to someone yesterday. They were telling me about soybeans and all the soybeans that are in around the state. And they indicated to me that some of the early transplanted soybeans were not so great a stand. Have you heard anything like that?
I have not, but I have not been around the whole state of Michigan very much. In my area, we're just getting those planted in the last couple of days. But I believe with these cold soil temperatures we've exhibited, the longer that soybean sits in the ground and takes the weight, to get out of the ground and emerge, the higher the risk of a reduced stand that you're going to get.
As far as what are you seeing right now, maybe not just in Michigan, but other parts of the country?
Well, for the area of Michigan I've seen, and so I've traveled between, St. John's and here in Saginaw County, a lot of corn in, or guys pretty much wrapping up corn, and I'm starting to see a little bit emerged in that early, V1 leaf stage. Everything's looking pretty good, just because we had good soil moisture going into our planting season, so things are coming up pretty even from the corn side. Like I mentioned, I haven't seen a whole lot on that soybean side emerging yet. Beyond Michigan, the whole country is a little bit delayed, but everybody seems to be moving along at a pretty steady progress and should be finishing up here before long.
Well, and again, we're talking about the crop emerging. So the next step for some producers is going to be posting. What are you suggesting right now, Stephanie?
So now, that we have the crop in the ground, the next step is starting to watch, those early weeds. So we're going to be making those early post applications, but it's a good time also to watch for nutrient deficiencies, or if you left out something from that planter program, usually micronutrients are where we kind of focus. It's a good opportunity to mix some of those different micros into that post herbicide application and do kind of a one pass operation where you can get some nutrition and crop protection all in one.
Good suggestions. Stephanie, you have a nice weekend, okay?
You too, thanks.
All righty. Jonathan, who's up next?
We're going to head over to Lingle Equipment now, and that's where we find Kim Weiss. Kim, good morning.
Good morning to you, gentlemen.
How we doing, Kim?
Good. Hey, Gary was talking that it was a pretty hectic week, and it's been a hectic week here at Lingle Equipment because the Kubota trucks are rolling in, usually one every day or every other day. So we're getting some tractors, we're getting some inventory in, and one of our tractors that we just got in, it was shown to us dealers at the dealer meeting last October, and we're seeing the first one, and that is the L2502. It is a 25 horse, so it's underneath that DPF regulation that the government put out on diesel exhaust. It's 25 horse, hydro transmission, four-wheel drive with your choice of tires, but this one came in with our new hydro, our R14s, which are a hybrid tire, with an LA 526 front loader with quick attach bucket. So you can get forks, grapples, all kinds of attachment for it, and plus anything on the 3-point. And this comes in and it qualifies for 0% for 84 months. I'll say it again, 0% for 84 months. You can be purchasing that tractor for under $300, $296. And after 84 months, there's no interest. After 84 months, you own it. Stop in here and see me at Lingle Equipment on I-75, just off at the Washington Road exit, or give me a call at 989-754-7801, or give me an email address, send me an email at k.weiss@lingle1.com, and I'll send you the information back.
You have a great weekend, Kim. We'll talk to you again, okay?
You bet, Terry. Go Tigers. And a shout out to the American Crystal guys. The beats are looking good.
They're looking mighty fine. Kim Weiss over at Lingle Equipment. Let's slide over to Maple Hill Nursery. Chuck Cervinsky joining me right now. And Chuck, there's a lot of folks now. They're going to feel confident about gardening.
Yeah, especially raised bed gardening. It's really become popular the last couple of years. One thing that you really need to think thoroughly is the soil. It needs to be well thought out depending on what you want to grow in the beds. And you need to have good drainage in the beds as well. And that can be accomplished by putting down a layer of sand or pea gravel at the bottom of your new raised bed, 3-4 inches deep, and then fill the rest of it with screen topsoil. And then to top it off, we recommend either Morgan composting topsoil. And then we also have the Veggie Do 301, which is a pre-mixed soil that you can buy in bags. And and that will also give your plants a little additional boost. Lots of advantages to raised bed gardening. It produces more vegetables per square foot. Soil in those raised beds is going to warm more quickly, which allows for earlier planting. It doesn't compact as much, and closely spaced plants in your raised beds are going to shade out weeds and reduce the need for cultivating so much.
Chuck, you have a great weekend. I know you're busy. You're going to be open not only Saturday, but also Sunday. So hang in there. It's going to be crazy still for the next several days.
It is. It's crazy today.
All righty. Chuck Cervinsky, Maple Hill Nursery over in Midland. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. No one said it would be smooth sailing, and today there's word what seemed to be more promising talks on the debt ceiling may have hit some rough water. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
A GOP negotiator says it may be time to press pause in the talks with the White House, and it's unclear when the process will resume. In the meantime, a new poll finds most U.S. adults concerned about how the nation's economy will be affected if the debt limit isn't increased and the government can't pay off its debts. And most disapprove of how both Republicans and Democrats are handling the negotiations.
South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott says he's filed paperwork to enter the 2024 presidential race. He'll roll out TV ads in Iowa and New Hampshire next week. From Japan, CBS's Elizabeth Palmer tells us Ukraine's President Zelensky will meet face-to-face with G7 members on Sunday.
The fact that he's showing up in person is sensational, of course, but it's also going to eclipse some of the other items that should have been high on the agenda here, and that is change and also how the world faces the security threat posed by China.
Reports from Moscow say Russia has issued